That's all I was trying to show you.
It was good.
Yeah. All right, give me a counting.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, you don't say one on the counting? That's a I saw that like on Anchorman and shit.
Some Hollywood shit.
Oh, okay.
I've never done that in my life. But
welcome to Hollywood.
Well,
this neighborhood, not Hollywood.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
It's an understatement of the year.
I got a new joke. I said, if the fences at Auschwitz look like my teeth, Hollywood would be far more inundated.
That's pretty good.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it'd be better if you laughed at your own shit too, though. And
well,
we could laugh together.
But I've heard it 1,000 times.
Well, thanks for having me, bub.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm here at your place. Here we are again. We're doing this again.
Yeah, because the first time wasn't a good enough indication that maybe you should not do this anymore.
Honestly, I thought that shit was fire at first.
At first?
At first I was like, man, that was 3.5 hours of absolute garbage. But then I listened to it and I was like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so it was inspirational because people were like, hey, man, I listened to that shit and it was funny. And I was like, man, you guys need to work more. That was 3 hours of inside jokes and just berating each other.
Yeah. I think people like that. And I will say that episode honestly got more hits than most of them. And as someone who hates you, my ego doesn't like to admit that. But as someone who owns this podcast and wants it to be successful, I'm stoked about it.
You're willing to use me for vertical momentum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The one with me got more clicks.
I mean, more than the solo ones. I think people just like guests. You know what I mean?
I have that effect on women.
You make their podcasts
get more hits. They smash that like button if they comment and subscribe. What did you get? Miami Mint.
Dog, I've literally tried
Miami Mint.
I know. I've tried like 8 different mint ones, and I can't be hitting that grape cotton candy bullshit these motherfuckers be doing.
Why is that?
It's just too sweet. It's
Oh, you think shit's sweet?
The shit is definitely
you think
sweet.
Shit's sweet?
Shit definitely sweet. It's too sweet for my liking.
It's too good, honestly. All right, so I literally just did like the fucking pinky promise, kiss it to make it true, whatever. What's that? You know what I mean? I don't know, whatever. But she was like, yo, babe, we're not buying any more of these. Please. She's like, she like took a fat rip off of it, and then she was like, my heart. Ow. There's a pain in, like, you got a pain in your chest?
Yeah.
She had a pain in her chest, and she looked at me with the fear of God in her eyes and said, after this one, no more. Yeah. Because, like, I'll be like, all right, I'm fucking done with this. I got these little nicotine chewpies that I throw on my shit all the goddamn time. This is over, yeah. And, like, that should be enough. The whole point was to stop smoking. Yeah. And then I got my lungs back, and then I started on these motherfuckers, but she'll cave and buy one when I'm like, all right, I'm done. And then I'll cave and buy one when but this time it's for real.
Yeah.
Said no one that's ever been addicted to nicotine.
Or anything.
Ever. Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, welcome to addiction.
I don't know, man. Like, I justify it by like, I'm not a casual smoker. If I smoke, I fucking smoke. You know what I mean? I do everything.
Dang, dude.
All the time.
Fucking tough.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Dang. When I smoke cigarettes, I smoke cigarettes.
I
get some nicotine in me, there's no stopping.
I have no self-control is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
No, that's evidence.
I can't be like a social smoker, as they call themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not a social person. So.
Yeah. And then I can't smoke. So I may as well smoke by myself. I'll kill a pack like in 2-3 days or whatever. And like, them motherfuckers expensive. And so it's like $11 every 3 days. And so you do
them motherfuckers ain't cheap neither.
I mean, this ran me like $18 on the way here. And this will last me 4 weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks.
Not last you 4 fucking weeks.
Yeah, it will.
You think you don't hit it hard enough?
Who are you to tell me how hard I should be hitting any motherfucking thing?
Oh, there's so many avenues we could take down that route.
Proceed, sir.
No.
Choose one and walk.
Do you notice your lung capacity? It's gone down in efficiency.
It has, but not more than it was when I was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like, there is a little justification there. However, I won't smoke cigarettes all day long. I'll hit this shit all day long just because it's easy. It tastes good. You don't smell like shit after. The only reason I would cut back on this is, like you said, lung capacity. The only reason I need that is if I'm like performing or some shit.
Well, you can always breathe through your teeth.
That's true.
You got that going for you. You know, some people grit their teeth and you can't go oxygen like that. But you, it was like...
I'll go down on a bitch and smile at her the whole time.
In a dark room, do you think you look like Michael Strahan?
In a dark room?
In a dark... They can't see the rest of your face. Do you think they ever imagine that you're Michael just bearing down on them?
I wish. That's a handsome motherfucker, man.
Michael Strahan.
I wish I was Michael Strahan.
That's the beauty standards of today.
I get David Letterman, if anything.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'd rather be David Letterman than Michael Strahan, low key.
I mean, yeah.
Outside of the bedroom.
David Letterman got a sick beard right now.
He's a bad motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, he's really...
He's so good at talking to people.
Did you see what was the Zach Galifianakis shit, the Between Two Ferns shit, where he had David Letterman on there?
I didn't see that one.
And he's like, he called him like meth Santa Claus or some shit. And David Letterman's like, motherfucker.
No, I didn't see that one.
What have you seen lately?
Movie wise?
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about, of course I forgot the names. I generally don't like horror. I'm not really a horror fan. Because my kid be trying to make me watch Insidious and what's the other one? The Conjuring and shit like that.
Do you think that's a cry for help?
It should be. He has every reason to cry for help.
Do you think that maybe he's trying to tell you something?
Maybe. What would he be telling me?
He's unhappy in his living situation and he'd be happier
that motherfucker
being abducted and or demonically possessed.
Well, go hang out outside longer, motherfucker. We might both be happier.
It's terrible. I like that kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
So you dropped him off over at the
I know
Kendrick Lamar show.
I know you're gonna bring this up.
You thought I had some pointed opinions? No. I was just saying it was trippy to me because I seen him and he looked like a child from the 90s.
Oh,
like
yeah.
He's got
he's straight
spiky
lit
hair.
Nirvana,
You say lit?
Lit.
Oh, my goodness. Like the term or the band?
The band.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've met them gentlemen before.
I have as well at fucking right down the street. What was it called? It's not there anymore, huh?
It's called
Slide Bar.
Yeah, that was that.
What is it now?
I think allegedly Calaveras is gonna buy it.
What the fuck is that?
It's some fucking restaurant. It's like a tempo type. They got like a Los Muertos theme and like all black with hella neon lights. And
that is the tempo vibe.
Well, I went to fucking Tempo. I only been there. This is the second time I've been there. I went with Chick and I was like, yo, you guys got like a picture, a margarita picture or some shit. And the guy's like, no, actually that's Calaveras. This is Tempo. And I understand how you confuse us because they ripped us off on everything. And I was like,
bro, you doing a whole lot. Yeah.
Not everything because you only got pictures of margaritas. That seemed pretty fucking original.
Yeah.
From their standpoint.
Yeah.
But the guy, I'm like, you don't own this motherfucker, guy. Like, where's all the sass coming from?
Yeah.
But there's some new bar coming to town called the High Horse Saloon, and a new one called Mickey's. I think it's like an Irish pub.
No way.
Fuck, I'm gonna butcher the name. It's like Zara, Zamra, Zamza. Oh, homegirl's Ale's friend is running the joint, and we went in there the other night. And it's a cool little. It's where the old Irish pub, the Brannigan spot, used to be.
Okay.
And people, we were in the car with their homegirl, and she's like, "Oh, I love the pub. Why did they close that down?" And I was like, "The motherfuckers only went on St. Patty's Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day of good business a year isn't enough to keep the bills paid." And I don't really like going. I go to the old ship. That's like a British pub, with you. Though.
Yeah.
I would only go to an Irish pub for a specific purpose or reason. Yeah. But I'll go to a British pub. And speaking of the monarchy, a little segue.
Yeah.
I'm still having a difficult time processing the passing of the Queen.
Are you?
Because I'm still shook up about Princess Diana, you know?
Are you?
I haven't made peace with that one yet. There's some conspiracy theories going around about who killed Princess Diana.
And how do you think you'll go about making peace?
I won't. It's something I'll wrestle with. You know, I think that's kind of the purpose of life.
So just take that to the grave.
Yeah. And beyond.
Beyond.
Potentially. And, ideally, I plan on going to heaven if it exists, you know. I don't think the Queen will be there, so I won't be able to ask questions.
Motherfucker, if you get into heaven, I'll be there.
They letting everybody in this motherfucker these days.
So the queen is dead.
Yeah, God save the queen. Good riddance.
Apparently not.
I didn't realize that was like a British term. Good riddance. It means like, and we're better off for it. Like, glad to be rid of her. Good riddance. Did you know that?
I've heard the term. I didn't realize that was a British term.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think probably a lot of stuff in our language is...
yeah, it's a safe assumption.
The English language, believe it or not, has a lot to do with...
Deeply rooted in England.
England, yeah. Who'd have thought? You learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's not fair about life?
I don't know. I think everything's fair. I don't believe in fairness.
Well, how do you not believe in fairness but believe everything's fair? That seemed like a contradiction.
What I mean is I don't think anything's not fair. I just think everything just is.
So you don't believe in fairness?
No,
but you
really.
believe everything's fair.
I don't necessarily believe everything's fair. I just don't think exists a not fair. I just think everything just is.
So like a kid gets leukemia, that's fair.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, it is.
Because somebody's kid got to get leukemia?
Because people get leukemia.
Yeah.
You're trying to pull at my heartstrings by bringing up the fact that it's a kid. But what if it's like what if it's woman? Me? Yeah. What if it's like a black person?
Oh, guy. That was low-hanging fruit.
Just as sweet, baby.
Low-hanging fruit, just as sweet.
Yeah, baby.
So I'm not as inebriated this time around as I was on the last one.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
They're pretty shitty.
So you'd prefer to be inebriated?
Like every day.
Oh, yeah. I'd get that.
Yeah. But it's the same thing as everything. Being inebriated every day makes being inebriated not fun. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah. I do understand.
Like when I used to miss school all the time when I was in high school and shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are you doing for the weekend? Like, people look forward to the weekend, but if you don't do shit all week, like, there ain't no...
Also my life. Yeah.
There ain't the end to the week, so there's not really a weekend. It's just a perpetual...
Yeah, nothing to look forward to.
Yeah, that's...
Which is kind of a shitty way to look at things. Like, I also look at things that way, so I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, like...
I'm going to be real offended if you judge me, sir.
No, rather than just being like, wow, my whole life's a weekend. You're like, fuck, I have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah, no, I think it's non-coincidental that there's a holiday once a month. And, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, those are Hallmark holidays. Those are just invented to get you to spend money. It's like, they're invented to get us fucked up. And I'm grateful for them. There's an excuse at least once a month. There's a holiday every month, right? Except for one.
Probably. I haven't looked into it, but I'm sure
January, New Year's, February.
Like, are we talking
Valentine's?
About like Flag Day and shit? Or like big holidays?
No, I mean...
okay, so January, New Year's.
February Valentine's Day, March, St. Patty's. April, Easter. May Day.
I was in a Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, there's that one too.
Yeah.
June. There's some shit in June.
Is there?
I don't want to look stupid on the internet right now.
Oh, fuck it, bro. You're already wearing that hat.
Yeah, well, we got I came back from Mexico.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dog, every time I look at your stories, you're always doing some shit. And I do a lot of shit too. But the thing is, you always lean into it. And like, you dress the part. You're very festive in the way that you attend events. And this is not me shitting on you because I actually envy it, but I know like I can't be that dude. Because I can't, like one day you'll be at a rodeo and you'll look like you're going to a rodeo. Then you'll go to a Raiders game and you'll look like you're going to a Raiders game. Then you're at some sex goth party and you look the part. Me, I just kind of always look like this.
That's true. But when you're in Hawaii, that is fair. So everybody else looked like that too.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you gotta dress the part for like a Tweakerville and somewhere on the island.
Sure.
Yeah. You got that going.
Boy, do I got Tweakerville stories from Hawaii. But
I believe it.
We'll talk
why
about
are we talking
after.
about my travels?
No, I'm not gonna talk about. I'm not
Motherfucker, you've been around the world.
I'm not talking about that
times
now.
and back.
Well, I'll tell you later.
I went to fucking Guadalajara and I could have went to Olvera Street.
Yeah.
Could have went to Calle Cuatro.
Could have saved some
Santana.
gas money.
Yeah, well. But no, it was cool. Tequila was cool. There's a city.
The city's called Tequila?
Yeah, I believe. I don't know if they named it. I don't know if they named the drink after the city or the city after the drink. I have a sneaking suspicion that since 98% of the world's tequila comes from this city, They probably named the city after the.
That's what I was gonna go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. George Clooney went down there and got ideas. he got inspiration.
You remember that shit?
The Phantom?
Yeah, George Clooney was in a superhero movie called The Phantom before people gave a fuck about superhero movies.
Are you sure it was George Clooney or was it Billy Zane?
Yeah,
motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker. Ain't too many people walking this here planet that would know that shit. Why do I know these things?
If I got called out on that,
Dog, why do I know these things?
Listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool dude.
I'm telling you, it was Billy Zane. The only other shit I know him from is Titanic.
Well, then Zoolander.
I've never seen Zoolander. I don't like what's his name. See, I don't know what's his name, but I know Billy Zane.
Fuck, it is Billy Zane.
It is Billy Zane.
Sorry, George. Sorry, Mr. Clooney.
What the fuck's the guy's name from Zoolander? Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah, and Owen Wilson.
See, I haven't seen it. I don't know. I didn't know.
You never seen Zoolander?
No, never.
You missed your goal. You can't watch it now.
Yeah, of course not.
Like as a kid, I watched all the fucking time. You watched Dumb and Dumber as a kid?
Yeah.
If you watched it as an adult, you might be like, I don't know about all this.
Yeah.
Half the music
there are a few bangers in.
What holds up? What stands up to the test of time?
In Dumb and Dumber or just in general?
No, just like 90s movies.
Well, I'll tell you, in Dumb and Dumber, one part that I always laugh at is when they kill his bird. They ripped his head off. And it's like, Petey's dead. What? What happened? His head fell off. That's fucking funny forever. Forever.
I mean, that's like one of the, yeah. Surf Ninjas holds up to this day.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I do remember loving it. I didn't love it as much as I love Ninja Turtles 2. I saw that first.
Also holds up to this day.
Oh yeah, all the ninjas. I even like the third one where they go to Japan.
Three Ninjas holds up to this day.
Fire, dude.
Still holds up. None of the sequels, but that first one.
I don't think I even saw the sequel. I know Hulk Hogan was in one of those motherfuckers.
Three Ninjas 5 something high noon
like
at
theme park or some shit. Nah, missed me with it. But that first Three Ninjas is fire.
What was that movie with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T? Was it?
Oh.
In the very beginning of the movie, they're having like it probably is Mr. Nanny. They're doing like an arm wrestling contest or whatever.
With Hulk Hogan and Mr. T's?
It might have been fucking Billy Zane, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Hulk Hogan was in a movie. He was like the kid's babysitter. Because the dad
was
had
it called
some like
Mr. Nanny?
It was called Mr. Nanny, yeah.
He was a kid's babysitter. I wonder what that one was called.
Do you remember this movie though?
Vaguely, yeah.
Like the dad had some shady dealings and he needed protection for his kids, so he hired Hulk Hogan.
What was the one where LL Cool J was a nanny? His name was Marion, and they thought it was a chick, and then they met him. And he like played for the Raiders, but now he's like a fucking nanny to it was a TV show, a sitcom show. Fuck?
Was it In the House?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was In the House.
How many fucking sitcoms did LL Cool J go on?
Well, now that you say sitcom, I thought you meant movie, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in a sitcom called In the House.
How many LL Cool J movies are there?
Ooh, kind of a lot, bro.
Deepest, Bluest.
Yeah, so
My Head Is Like a Shark's Fin.
He was in Halloween H2O or some shit like that.
With Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes was in that as well.
Did either of them survive till the end?
Fuck, I have no idea. I don't even know if I've seen that movie. You ever seen a movie called In Too Deep with him and Omar Epps?
Yeah.
That shit's a banger.
I don't remember. I probably started it at some point and never actually watched it.
The soundtrack's fire.
I tried to watch that one with Dennis Rodman and Jean-Claude Van Damme the other day.
Oh, double team?
Double Jeopardy or some shit. Something horrendous. It was that one didn't hold up.
Oh no.
I tried watching Office Space with my girlfriend last night.
How'd that go?
I think we got like 20 minutes into it and she's like, I'm going to bed. And I was like, listen, 90s movies, they start first off.
She had never seen it?
Oh. First off, it's a 90s movie if they roll the credits, like if there's like a credits roll montage in the beginning of the shit. Yeah, because they don't do that shit no more.
Yes, I have noticed that. It's like
and it takes a
fucking
while
the cool
to start
12
cooking.
minutes of credits sometimes in the beginning. Yeah.
Which I admit, because I'm perpetually late to play. If you weren't unaware,
I did.
I'm always late to places. So like when we get a 9:15 movie at the theaters, I'm like, nah, it's 9:35. You know what I mean? I got to just be there at 9:35.
That's why I don't go to the movies with you, bro.
Well, I don't like watching previews neither. Like if I get there and they're still playing previews, I'll stand in the hallway because I don't want to watch them. Mm-hmm. I don't like previews.
I will say you were the one who put me onto that.
Not watching previews?
Yeah, I won't watch it.
It's better.
Like, they'll put a movie out and you're like, oh, I'm going to see that off top just based on like who's in it. Like, how could it be bad? It was directed by this person or whatever. But then other ones, you're like, I just want to watch something, but I don't know nothing about this. So I'll check the preview. And if it doesn't have me in 12 seconds, I'm generally like, fuck it. I'll either watch it, but if it has me in 12 seconds, I'll bail on the preview because I'm going to watch it.
You know how many women have had you in 12 seconds? Give me the...
Not enough.
Give me the Miami Mint.
Oh, you want that?
No, yeah, I don't want a fucking Crud Light. I'm glad because I told you, I was like, yo, I'm not drinking. And then when you showed up, I was like, fuck, I'll probably end up having a beer with this motherfucker. And then I saw you brought that and I was like, oh, no, I'm good.
What's your beef with Bud Light, bro? What is the world's beef with Bud Light?
I'll say in defense of Bud Light, the cheladas, the Bud Light chelada.
That's my favorite one.
Is better than the Modelo. It's better than the Pacifico one.
Agreed.
Which is ironic because Bud Light like that.
White people just better at shit, bro.
What's up?
White people just better at shit, bro.
I mean, someone was trying to tell. They're like Modelo, and I was like, yeah, and the homegirl was like, yeah, it's like the Bud Light of Mexico. I was like, Bud Light is the Bud Light of Mexico. Yeah, they love that shit down there too.
This is my favorite beer.
That's a fucking strange thing to.
The thing is,
you drink all this frou fancy shit from time to time as well.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I drink for quantity. I'm an alcoholic, right? You may have gathered that, and I don't say that in a cool way. Like, I'm miserable, and.
I gathered that too.
Yeah, okay. As long as we're gathering things. Yeah. But like, I don't drink because it's fun. I just drink because I don't know how to not drink at this point. And I drink for quantity. So I love me a good IPA. I love a good stout. I love a good porter. I love a good Belgian. I could be a beer snob, but fuck any kind of snob. And also like, what, I'm going to sit here and drink 14 Belgians?
You're a snob about a lot of shit.
What?
Music, hip hop.
I wouldn't call myself a snob. I'm very knowledgeable.
And attuned to what's better than what's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think the snobbery comes in when you don't understand why someone would like something that you don't like. I understand why a lot of people listen to shit that I don't like.
Oh, I see that is a good exercise to keep your neural pathways open, to force yourself to listen to shit you normally wouldn't. And even if you don't like it, you try and find what it is that other people might like about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But then I'll listen to like kids fucking, not kids fucking.
I mean,
it's the sequel to Kids Bop. It's kids fucking. I'll listen to kids fucking SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah.
That's even still sounds bad. I will listen to my child's music and he listens to SoundCloud rappers that they have the auto tune. It's the same fucking melodic.
Yeah, it's the same guy every time.
Yeah. And I can't. I don't.
Oh no, I can't either.
There's nothing that I can see of redemption in that shit.
Sure.
They have a hard time.
But
I listen to world shit, like global shit, like weird shit from all different.
You're way more eclectic than I am.
Yeah.
Oh. No, it's okay. Keep going. We're still rolling audio wise. I just gotta change the camera. But you were saying kids fucking?
Yeah, no, I could listen to a lot of shit and find something like at least the bass line's dope, or the drums are interesting, or the layered vocals in the background are in a manner that, it's different. I don't like it, but it's different at least. You know? And that shit, I find no redeeming qualities.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Is that what makes a person old?
It's part of it. It's an ingredient in the soup.
When new music and new fashion starts to look and sound stupid, does that mean you're officially old?
I mean, yes. But I do feel you, like my parents, maybe your parents, but my parents, specifically my dad. And my dad's a music head. My mom don't even listen to music, so her opinion is null and void anyway.
Number one, yours. That's the first thing she avoid.
Yeah, right, and rightfully so. I hope so. But it's like my dad thought everything I listened to was whack too, but I can objectively find reasons that it's not whack. It might not be for him, but you can't say there's not some intelligence to be found in the shit that I like that he didn't like, right? I can't see that happening with the shit our kids listen to, but neither could my dad. So it's weird.
No, so like your neuroplasticity is highest between the ages of 16 and like 23, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Which is why the majority of people find the music that they fall in love with and like bump for the rest of their life in that era. After your shit starts...
Between what are the ages?
16, 23.
Okay.
And then after that, after the 23, your shit starts calcifying. And so it's harder to... That's why it's like an exercise. Like you exercise your neuroplasticity by listening to shit that you normally wouldn't, just to stay young on the inside.
Yeah.
But I see the shit with fashion. You know what I mean? I see the shit with the Edgar haircuts. I'm just like, why? God damn it, why?
Yeah.
Dumb motherfuckers.
And I think that's dumb as fuck too, but I even had this conversation with Tani. I was like, if you think about it, when we were young, we were walking around with our hair, maybe not you, but we were walking around with our fucking hair spiked up.
Yeah, because it was just sick.
Naturally, exactly.
Because it was fucking cool to do that.
Exactly.
If kids started spiking their hair, I'd hate that even more because...
that's our shit.
No, just I get paid to cut Edgars. Nobody gonna pay me $35. Nobody gonna pay me $40 fucking dollars to do a 4 on top and spike it up with some jail.
That's fair. It's a conflict of interest. I get it.
So in that sense, I guess I'm grateful that the Edgars at least need to go to a qualified hair person to get it done.
How many Edgars you cut on a weekly basis?
None.
Oh, none?
No, I'm trying to appeal to I got this spot by the courthouse because I was like, location is everything. This shit's tight being next to the courthouse because you can have a judge in one chair, a cop in the other, and a guy going to see both of them in court. Like everybody trying to get their hair cut before they got to go to court.
Right. And
they don't realize they're all going to leave this room and go into the same room. But everybody wearing like the capes, drapes. Difference between drape and a cape. Capes go on the back, drapes go down the front. A lot of barbers fuck that up.
Never thought of that before, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
A drape could be a cape. You just got to turn the motherfucker around.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. But either way, I was trying to go for the higher echelon of society. Felons included, I guess. Or at least somebody trying to beat a charge.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the shops closer to high schools and shit, they're going to get a lot of Edgars.
Right.
I'm not that close.
And Edgars are broke.
Yeah, Edgars probably don't tip especially well.
That's what I mean, yeah.
They're not even allowed at Knott's Berry Farm by themselves no more, so...
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. They ban like if you're under 16, you can't. I think maybe it's under 18. You got to be accompanied by an adult.
Isn't it funny? Like imagine your name is Edgar, but you're not an Edgar, and you're just like fuck. And
imagine your name fucking
like Karen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, imagine your name is Zachary French.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know how much pussy that guy would get?
Tough to imagine.
That guy probably does all kind of cool shit. He probably goes on tour. Does podcasts and barbershops and shit.
I don't know why you never ran with the French thing. I would have fucking definitely leaned into that one. You hated it the majority of your life.
When I've been going on stage, I've been going by Zach Zane. That's fire.
Yeah, French is tighter.
Fuck no, it's not.
What's up, French?
That's nowhere near as
No,
tight.
it's super, because I have a disdain for France and French people. You know what I mean? Exactly. So every time I'd be like, fucking French over here.
I have a disdain for Zanes. So you see, we're not that different, you and I.
Yeah, not as much as I'd like to be. I do retain that I'm a happy individual.
You do strike me as generally happy.
Would you text me the other day and you're like, you should feel good. Oh, kid's haircut.
Oh, back to the Edgar shit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're like, you know how some fucking tattoo artists feel guilty about doing white power insignia tattoos? It's like, you should feel just as guilty for giving your kid that haircut.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't give him the haircut. Second of all, I don't feel guilty about much. You know what I mean?
That
like,
I agree with.
And that's a primary factor in being happy in life is ridding yourself of guilt and shame.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. Okay, so you didn't see the shit that they were talking about on that podcast, but essentially the LA school district shared a thing about this lady saying food is neutral. There's no good food or bad food. It's just food, and people need to stop having this the conception that there are better foods and worse foods. And they find out that the bitch that they paid to do the ad works for Chips Ahoy. Just coincidentally.
Of course she does.
Coincidentally.
But was she approaching it on some woke shit?
Yeah.
See, get the fuck out of here, man.
The
material writes itself. You know what I'm saying?
The lady were large and in charge, and she had a Nigerian accent, I believe. And
was she white?
No,
because that'd be great.
That would be tight.
I'd follow her.
She's not South African. Nigerians, you've seen.
So she's a fat Nigerian bitch.
Yeah. At least one of the girls in the video was. And
of course, I was going to make a joke about starving Nigerians, but go ahead.
It's just Nigerians hustle their ass off, dog.
Fuck Nigerians and Indians.
Nigerians fucking come here and they run shit.
100%.
Motherfuckers are very... and I find it interesting. I don't know if we covered this. I don't know what we covered in the last one.
It don't matter. Fuck it. Neither does whoever's listening.
Yeah. But people say that due to the color of your skin, it's harder to have certain opportunities in this country. And Nigerians heard none of that. They're darker complexion wise than a lot of black people that are born here. And they go and get them jobs, and they work to the top, and there are no excuses in their vocabulary. It's almost like Asian culture. You know, the whole tiger mom.
Yeah.
Can you still say? I don't know if you can still say that. Whatever.
You can.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Nigerian friends are like, no, your mom's get on you. You got to be having straight A's in school. You got to be fucking putting in work at home, at school, at whatever family job you got. And there's this culture about people not wanting to work, you know?
Right.
Life shouldn't be this hard. You shouldn't have to work 40 hours a week. They posted a thing about Henry Ford creating the 40-hour work week. And everybody in the comments was like, oh, so we have this motherfucker to thank for fucking us grinding our asses off and not being able to fucking spend time with our families and shit. And I'm like, y'all don't know your hit. You know how much they worked before Henry Ford installed the 40-hour work week? There was a thing called weekends with Henry Ford. You should be grateful for that, dude. He made shit better. Yeah. That shit didn't exist.
Sick leave.
A concept that has not hit certain parts of China, India, Africa, South America, pretty much everywhere, except for Europe and here.
Yeah,
there are a lot of people that work 12 hours a day to this day.
Yeah, 7 days a week type shit.
Yeah. For less than we're willing
way less. To. Yeah, they live in a hut and shit.
How do you beat that?
You don't.
Well, you rob them of their resources so they can never get a foothold.
That's a good idea. Someone should do that.
No, but we do it all the time.
I know, that was the joke.
Did you see the Tim Dillon bit where he said the Magic Kingdom is not a real kingdom. If it was a real kingdom, we would have invaded it by now. The geopolitics are all fucking screwy right now. I actually heard a theory today that Eugene Debs ran for president while in prison back in the day. And technically, if you're a felon in most states, you can't vote anymore.
Yeah.
But you can still run for president.
No shit.
So imagine.
How long ago are we talking?
Eugene Debs did it, I think, in the 20s or 30s.
Okay.
But some other fool,
years ago.
I believe some other fool did it more recently than that, since the 90s, which is fucking 30 years ago now.
Yeah, I know.
But the concept that Trump could potentially get indicted, could potentially get locked up, and then could potentially run a presidential campaign from a telephone and a glass screen or a glass window.
I hope it happens.
And then win, and then pardon himself and retake the Iron Throne.
I hope it happens.
That's popcorn worthy. I mean,
exactly. That's my only point.
If we're in a simulation,
why not? Fuck it.
If we're in a simulation, that's kind of the way to go. That's how. If I was the show writer, I'd be like, yo, it'd be fucking awesome
That's exactly where I am these days. Like, what's more funny? That's what I want.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I seen.
I would say the same thing if it was Biden or whoever the fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. But no, that's hilarious.
Well aware.
So let's just keep that energy.
Yeah.
The more ridiculous, like, make it idiocracy at this point. Fuck it.
Well, I think that a lot of the liberals are hoping that he gets busted on the Mar-a-Lago raid shit because they think it will prevent him from holding political power ever again.
Right.
And that's not really how it goes.
Sure.
If anything, it would just bolster his base and embolden people.
Yeah.
Fucking Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom are going head to head with each other.
See, you know about all that shit.
About hair products.
Word?
Yeah, he like Newsom did some shit, and then DeSantis is like, well, I think all that hair gels stopped his brain function.
Damn, he said that shit?
Yeah, you thought that was fire? That shit's just so fucking throwaway.
It's not fire. I mean, for a politician, like, that's some shit you and I would say to each other.
There is no more for a politician after Donald J. Trump took off. There's no more like for a politician. Now it's gloves are off.
Good.
Like we've entered in a new era of politics where the whole prim and proper and maintaining some sense of decorum don't matter anymore.
Good.
It makes for more entertainment.
Fuck it. Take off the tie. Untuck your shirt. What are we doing that shit for?
I don't know.
Exactly. Tradition.
Seemed to have worked for us to a certain degree for quite some time, but
everything's fucked. What do you mean? Everything's just as fucked as it would have been had they not have tucked their shirts or wore a tie.
Yeah.
Feel me? That's all I'm saying. I know that's like very reductive and like there's bigger things at play than like ties and tucked shirts. I'm just saying, how much can you trust a motherfucker? He tucks his shirt in every day.
Oh,
Feel me?
I feel well. All right, so Gavin Newsom gave that fucking press conference where he's like, "Yo, if you're really about it with saving the earth."
Tell me he didn't actually say about it.
No, he didn't say about it. Okay, cool. Yeah, but he could because but
at this point,
everything's out the window.
That's too goofy.
You would have been like, untuck your shirt, say about it.
Oh,
Get ahead, do that shit. No, the motherfucker is giving a speech, not wearing a tie or a shirt. He's wearing a jacket and like a hat with the California bear on it. And he's
like a jacket, like a leather jacket?
No, it was probably like a security jacket, like them Dickies security jackets. What are them shits made out of?
Like fucking kind of like a members only jacket?
No, that shit a little bit more flimsy. Whatever. I don't know. I can't remember the jacket specifically, but it was a fucking jacket.
Like a straight jacket?
And he's talking about He's talking about if you really want to help, like set your thermostat to 80 and prove that you're down for the energy cause.
He's not wrong.
But you can't be telling motherfuckers set your thermostat to 80 when you're inside giving this press conference wearing a jacket and you ain't sweating. So whatever building you're in, they didn't set that shit to 80.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like that's terrible PR.
So yeah, he's a hypocrite, but that's not wrong.
What? That you should set your shit to 80?
If you care. I don't, so I won't.
Right. I don't think most...
I mean, I don't even run my air conditioning because it's shit expensive. But...
That shit very expensive. I got the gnarliest electricity bill of my life this last month.
Of course you did. Because you could run the shop and your place, right?
Right. Yeah, but the house was more than the fucking shop, which is wild.
Why is that?
I didn't really clean my filter, and I got the email from my landlord, and she was like, make sure you clean your filters. And I saw my electricity bill, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's like if you pump up your tires or there's so many things you can do to your car, like minimal things that it'll save your gas. And I'm just like,
not my car.
Fuck it. Not your car, bro.
Not my car. But other people's car.
Not your car.
I saw this lady,
not your car.
This dude rolled up on this lady in a Tesla and her and her mans were trying to figure out how to pump the air. And he was like, what are you guys doing? She's like, what are you doing? Could you help us? Could you stop filming and help us? And he's like, that's propane. That's not... the air and water's over there. And she's like, oh.
They're trying to put propane in their tires?
They're trying to fill their tires up with propane.
And they're driving a Tesla?
A Tessie.
Damn. Why were they doing
that? The lady sounded Eastern European, and the dude...
Well, there you go.
When the guy asked me, he said, what are you doing? The old white dude in the video was like, I don't know. And I was like, that was
Aw, I like that guy.
That was at least honest.
I like that guy.
he's like, she said we needed
to
air.
be
I
like
don't know.
that guy.
I bought the car. I thought
what
that
are you
was
doing?
enough. Like,
I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
At any moment in my
idea.
life, you can ask me what I'm doing. I'm generally going to be like, I don't know.
Could you fill up a tire with propane?
Could you?
Yeah. Like, is it dangerous? I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
If it gets too hot or there's
You mean like, could you and it would be efficient? I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I'm not going to talk to efficiency about the guy.
But like propane's
a gas.
Yeah. So
would it take up space and fill out the tire? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Would it evaporate
dissipate faster? I don't know, bro. I didn't pay attention to 10th grade.
Neither did dude in the video. So you guys are on the same page.
What if that's the move? What if this whole time it's like, yo, if we just fill up our tires with propane?
Yeah.
It's more expensive than air.
But it lasts forever.
But it lasts longer.
And if you crash your car, it's some shit gonna explode.
Yeah.
I figure if a tire pop, I don't want to sound like my fucking gear junkie, like car motorhead friends are gonna be all fucking idiot, dude.
I mean,
they're gonna say that regardless.
It's just not what you know.
Yeah.
You know what you know. I know a lot of shit of what I know, but I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I never thought I'd have you admit that. And publicly, on record for
what I've learned about you, and it's not anything that I didn't know. What I should have said is what I've come to realize about you is that you project more than anyone else I know. How do you feel about that? I was saying some fallacious shit about you.
And all I was thinking about was like, fuck, man. Like, what boring draw conversation that is.
Perhaps.
Like, there's interesting shit we could talk about. Like, for instance, like what...
I can't be great all the time, bro.
What hair color is on your driver's license? I've always been curious. As a bald motherfucker, what do you put down for your hair color? Does it say shiny on your driver's license? Say that the sun bounces off of it? You put what hair color you were born with and haven't seen in
yes, that's generally what you do.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I'll be sure one day. I mentioned my way towards it.
Yeah. But I mean, the color of your beard is generally the color of your scalp, correct?
No, not in my.
No.
No, my beard's all fucking stupid. I got the mestizo blood, so I got like
what the
red
fuck is
in there.
Actually, that's a genuine question. Like I'm not aware of that.
Mestizo?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking taking my memory for a jog here. I believe. So essentially, a Mexican.
I'm taking something for a jog, motherfucker. No. Okay.
Essentially, a Mexican person is a person with indigenous and Spanish blood, right? They're like half breeds, right?
Sure.
We say Mexican because we've been around for a minute, but theoretically, like, there's like an old joke where this kid was fuck, how did it go? It was like a Filipino kid. And his dad was like some conquistador, and his dad got on the boat and he's taking off, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm going to make Cuban people." Like, the Spaniards fucked a lot of indigenous people.
Yeah.
And they did so well that those are just known ethnicities now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Filipino, Cuban, Dominican, Haitian or French, Puerto Rican.
Right.
Yeah, Puerto Rican Spanish, right?
Yeah.
But then I thought about, I'm like, well, what are the fucking, because I know what the Indios look like in Mexico, like Maya, the Aztec, the Incan or whatever in South America.
Yeah.
But I don't know what like people in Cuba look like pre-Spanish invasion. Would it have been the same? The nose, the apocalypto nose or some shit?
If I know.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's been interbred at this point.
Yeah. Good question. I'm sure there's answers. Like, I'm sure we could find that.
What I think mestizo is a fancy way to say Mexican, like half Spanish, half indigenous person.
Okay.
Like when I did that 23andMe and it was like 13% Native American. I was like, say what? Like, can I get free rooms in Morongo?
Right.
Like
Right.
What is the percentage that I need to prove to like get some chips
So
from
you
my
did
table?
23andMe. We may have talked about this already, but again, who gives a fuck? We didn't? All right. So you did how long ago?
I don't know, a couple of years ago. This is because I wanted to be Jewish real bad, right?
You're not Jewish?
No, tell me about it. So I all factors would point to the idea that it's quite possible,
Hence
right?
my puzzlement.
No, your boy fucking thinning out in the back right here. You know, I got the bald spot forming on the back of my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I convert to Judaism, I could rock the Ben Shapiro cap.
Yeah.
And I could keep flexing the front of my hair and the sides for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that one spot, and a yarmulke would really set your boy off nice.
Yeah.
Get it like a Gucci one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like really like snake,
something,
crocodile, alligator skin, yarmulke. Just really stilo it out.
Yeah.
This is how much I thought I was Jewish, is that my little brother did his 23andMe, and the Jew in me was like, well, I'm your brother. I'm the same as you. We got the same mom and dad, so I'll just go off your results. I don't got to pay for it.
Right. That's fair.
No, apparently it's not different.
Ridiculous. From sibling to sibling?
Yeah. So apparently you can get more genetics from one side or the other. So like your sister might have got more of your mom's genes than your dad's, or whatever, percentage wise.
She
like
definitely got more dad.
You'll be the same things, but in different percentage rates.
That's so weird, because forever I've always been like, and like everyone I know.
Forever you've always been like, am I adopted, please? Forever I've always been like, are my real parents rich and successful and caring, loving people? Like, perchance.
Stable, maybe? Let's start at stable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a good jump off point.
But like, I've always been like, I definitely, like, not just me, everyone in the family is like, no, you pulled more from your mom's side, and my sister pulled more from my dad's side. But even like all my homies, you're just gonna say my parents' name on the fucking air, bruh?
Like you didn't already say Zane, and like your mom name ain't already tatted on your fucking forearm.
I'm playing.
For all the camera to see.
But you feel me though? Like a lot, I don't know if that's how you grew up, but like a lot of my friends, like, yeah, you can even see it. Like even Nay, I'll throw Nay under the bus. Nay and his younger sister look.
At least he's near a bus. Beats swimming across the Rio Grande.
Him and his sister always have looked more like his mom, and his younger brother Josh looks exactly like his dad. I could go down the list with all my homies. So I'm assuming
his dad's the good looking one. Sorry, DJ
Nay. But exactly. But so I bring that up because what you're saying is there are actual genetics at play.
Right. So DNA, like haplotypes and all this shit, that like you're going to get a split from both your parents, but you might get more on one side or the other side, and they can actually detect which ones you got in this shit.
Interesting.
There was like, I watched this, I think it was a Channel 5 News podcast video or whatever.
Yeah.
And this black dude in San Francisco was saying, he said, I think the federal government should provide free ancestry kits, like DNA 23andMe kits, to every black person in the United States, because we deserve to know where we came. Like, you know, this British rapper was talking about how in the UK, they know what people are by looking at them. They're like, oh, that guy's Somali. Oh, that guy Nigerian. That, you know what I mean? Like they can tell from certain facial features, the cheekbones or nose or fucking chin, whatever. Like they look a certain way. As we're in America, like nobody know. You know what I mean? From somewhere ain't here. I can tell you that much. You know?
Right.
But yeah, they're like definitive. I don't want to say markings. That sounds weird.
Characteristics
that people can go off of, and this guy was saying like every African American in America should get a free DNA test provided by the government. And I thought like, oh, that'd be cool. Like if everybody was like, oh, I'm Nigerian, I'm Ethiopian. You know what I mean? Like you get a little culture, get a little like maybe get curious, and then go get some food or check out some holiday or festive wear or fucking whatever. You know what I mean? It's cool knowing about shit about your ancestry.
Sure.
And then I thought about like how many of my black friends would be like, oh, I got a free test from the government that says spit in this cup and we'll shoot you back. Like, fuck, no. They
didn't even put me on no list.
Yeah, fuck. I'm not trying to be on a fucking list. They did that shit to me when I got busted with weed when I was like 15.
Next thing you know, I got to get on a boat or some shit.
It's a guy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel you. Jesus.
I feel you.
But yeah, no, so I took the fucking 23andMe. I'm like 1.1% Jewish. And
you really riding that one.
I was really bummed. I was ready to bust into a business meeting with shaloms and shit. You know what I mean? Like I was ready to take my seat at the table, my righteous seat.
Yeah.
And instead I found out I'm like 13% Native American. I was like, oh, that's fucking interesting. Then I found out like all my Mexican friends got at least like 13 to 50%.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I've been thinking about going back to the Gavin Newsom climate conversation.
Do it.
People were biologically inclined to get extreme about weather patterns. And what I mean is evolutionarily, all right, so this was the gnarliest heat wave California had seen in ever, right?
Is it?
This last one, it was like 100 and whatever for a couple days.
Yeah.
Gnarliest heat wave in California's history, right?
Okay, I didn't know that.
If you go back to like Montezuma days and shit got that hot, that motherfucker's like, yo, find all the prettiest virgins, take them up to the temple. This shit cannot stay. People have been willing to get very murderous toward other people for the sake of good weather.
Sure.
For millennia, for thousands and thousands of years, right?
Right.
That's why I get tripped out when people get really hyped on the climate change extremism, if you will. You know what I mean? Like the people are like, he said 80, I'll set mine to 90 to really show I'm gully with my shit, you know? Like, there's a propensity for people to get really weird. People have been trying to control what the sun does by way of how they interact with each other for a long time. And I think we're biologically innately designed to eventually start killing people if they're not fucking.
I see where you're going.
Like, oh, this is the climate change deniers. We got to get rid of them.
Like how far removed is
the Montezuma on the sun god temple, right?
To a certain degree, like from sacrificing
people,
all the virgins in the village or whatever the fuck. I get what you're saying. All with the idea that you have any control whatsoever. Like anything you do on Earth can affect the sun. The sun. Well, sun.
I know that pollution's shitty. I think like we all agree like dropping fucking oil and plastics in the ocean is bad. You know, I don't think even like the most staunch climate change denier guys will be like, well, yeah, you probably shouldn't throw shit in the ocean. That's probably not a good pollution is bad.
Sure.
The idea that carbon emissions equate to rising temperatures is kind of more the debate where it's like, how much of it is just like a natural cycle that the earth goes through and how much of it is expedited?
Exponential?
No, expedited. Expedited by greenhouse gases.
I'm trying to think of it. Go ahead.
Expeditiously. But yeah, no, there's the common scientific theory is that the more we emit greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more the planet gets warmer.
Yeah, and I'm not like a climate guy. I don't deny or confirm. I don't care enough. But I remember a while ago I did watch what's the documentary that kicked all this shit off? What's his name? His name that did the thing?
Gore.
Al Gore.
Man Bear Pig.
He did An Inconvenient Truth. Remember that?
Yes.
Wasn't that his documentary? Correct. That was the first time and the last time I watched anything about this shit. And the way they presented it, I was like, oh, that shit actually makes sense, low-key. However, I don't know anything about most things, but just based on like their graphs and like it made sense. Do you feel me?
Yeah, well, that's the problem with shit is that I'll watch one thing and I'll be like, oh, That's it. And then I'll watch another thing and be like, oh.
Debunking that shit?
Yeah, I didn't even take that into consideration.
Exactly.
That's my whole life is watching opposing narratives and being like,
see, that's exhausting to me, so I just don't.
Oh, it's fun for me, but
I know you enjoy it. You genuinely enjoy it.
It kind of usually trickles down to the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But extremism sells, so people really push that shit. But like the new South Park episode, the Streaming Wars ones.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
So the old South Park episode where they had Al Gore on, he was talking about Man-Bear Pig.
Yeah, I remember
which was a mythical beast that lived and it was going to kill us all if we didn't start taking care of the planet or whatever. And the new episode, Man-Bear Pig comes back, but now he's like a henchman for the corporations. Yeah. Which is a metaphor for saying like as we progress with the inconvenient truth line of thinking, a lot of people make money off the Go Green initiative.
Sure.
Like a lot of the Republican and Democrat senators that used to be invested in big oil are now invested in big green, I guess. And if you disagree with it, like Man-Bear Pig will kill you.
Yeah.
Because of, like
that was the whole premise, right?
Right. Yeah, like the whole idea was like, yo, you better go along with it or else climate change is going to kill you first.
Right.
You see the Chinese just discovered some new helium-3 particle moon crystal on the moon. They got a rover on the moon. It's digging shit up. They were processing some shit, send the information back down here, and they found a piece that could potentially unlock cold fusion.
What the fuck is cold fusion?
Cold fusion is nuclear power, like essentially free energy.
Okay.
It's been a dream, but it seems like...
Isn't the sun free energy?
Yeah.
And wind and shit?
Yeah, but to harvest that shit, you have to have batteries. In order to make batteries, you got to harvest coltan and lithium and a bunch of other shit that apparently is very disastrous to... It pollutes the fuck out of the earth when you do so. There ain't no silver bullet to deal with this shit. Like people want just one thing, like some technological breakthrough.
Yeah.
Which is what cold fusion would be. That would be the silver bullet.
So what? I'm sorry. Everything. What is cold fusion?
Cold fusion is essentially like a nuclear reactor that powers shit without nuclear fissions. Atoms divide at a rapid rate. It usually causes heat and combustion, right? You've seen a nuclear bomb explode.
Right.
It's all like that. It'd be like that, but cooled. So you wouldn't have all the fucking rah-rah of it. Yeah. You just get the power from it.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah. And that shit could power everything, cars to fucking houses.
Imagine figuring that out. What the fuck am I doing with my life?
You ever seen The Saint?
With Val Kilmer?
Or Billy
was it
Zane?
George Clooney? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what... I
have.
That was the whole thing.
Oh, word? It's been so long, bro. I couldn't even tell you what that's about.
That chick figured out the algorithm or the equation for cold fusion, and that's why he was trying to protect her.
The Saint?
Yeah.
See, I gotta rewatch. I fucks with Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's
you seen that fucking the new
Top Gun?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I did, bro. That's one of the best movies to come out in forever.
You know, I fuck with Bill Maher a good percentage of the time.
Yes.
But he just came out trashing that Top Gun movie
fuck
and shit.
Him.
He was like, oh, it's propaganda to join the military and more war. And I was like, dog.
Come on, Bill Maher.
I'm sorry. It was such a nostalgic throwback to my childhood.
Can we just enjoy shit?
Movie. Yeah.
Can we just enjoy shit?
No.
You know?
No.
Yo, my grandpa about to die, right? And I'm like hella close with my grandpa. But the whole point is...
Like, give me a beer for your grandpa.
Oh, are you sure?
I've been sure about things. I'm going to have to do cardio tomorrow to make things... Or it's food neutrality, right? Nothing is bad. Nothing is good.
Yeah, nothing's bad. Yeah, it's either rotten or poisonous.
This is the same as drinking tea. I need to stop. I need to decolonize my mind to just recognize.
Exactly.
There's no good or bad.
Sure. I'm fine with that.
That's terrible.
I mean, whatever.
Doesn't that kind of seem to be the vein that we're going down? Is like
we being society?
Yeah, society, postmodernism.
Yeah.
Like pre-modernism, there was absolute right and absolute wrong. We as a society agreed this is good, this is bad.
Yeah.
And it seems like postmodernists are... I mean, that's like the whole essence of queer theory is anything that is a stable... hierarchy or system of values and mores should be disassembled. So everything that is considered normal should no longer be considered normal.
How do you feel about that?
I think that could be interesting, but it's probably going to lead to fucking pure chaos.
Yeah. I don't necessarily disagree with the notion of that.
What is something that is inherently good no matter what?
What is something that is inherently good? See, I don't know. I don't believe
it's not
in
a matter of how you were raised or where you're at in the world.
Things are, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be like extra deep about it, but I've asked myself that all the time. Everything you would consider good is just considered good because you've been taught to consider.
Well, you'd be like, killing people is bad, good. Right? And then you're like, but what if they were trying to kill your family?
Exactly.
Then it's permissible, right?
But then is them trying to kill your family permissible?
It depends. Did you kill their family first?
Right. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in
because you're fucking infected by postmodernism.
No, no. And I actually resent the fact that even a sect of the world is kind of catching up to this idea that I've had for so long. That's just like everything just is. You know what I mean? There's no good or bad. Like,
that's bullshit.
I'm not sure it is.
You've been infected by postmodernism. There's inherently good things and inherently bad things.
Yeah, right. I had it first. That's what I've been this way my whole life.
That's what Tim Dillon was saying about the food neutrality. He was like, I agree with these. I have indiscriminately ate whatever the fuck I wanted for years.
Yeah.
I have no qualm. I like what these people are doing.
Yeah.
I've been making these decisions long before it was a fucking thing.
Right.
But no, there is good in the world and there is bad in the world. And if you're confused about which one's which, you've been infected by postmodernism. 100 years ago, you could ask somebody what is good and what is bad. They'd have no fucking issue telling you what's what. Today, you ask somebody what a woman is.
100 years ago, they were like hanging people and chopping motherfuckers' heads off.
They're doing that today. What are you talking about?
Well, exactly. So nothing's really changed.
No, the only thing that's changed is that people knew it was good or bad to chop motherfuckers' heads off or whatever. And now everybody's like, I don't know.
I guess I just believe in survival. Like, if I don't necessarily, like, I would prefer you not to try to kill me and my whole family. But I don't necessarily
like that's my job.
If
I so decide.
How dare you jump the line?
Anybody's going to kill my family, it's going to be me. Chris Benoit. The Canadian Crippler. The Wolverine. What about your grandpa? He's dying.
Grandpa's dying any day now. But
y'all went and watched Top Gun together?
Yeah, like, bruh, my whole family, like, this motherfucker's in a wheelchair. He got like a nurse and shit at his house. Like all bad. And I was about to go see Top Gun with like my stepdad, a couple uncles, and my grandpa heard it, and he was like, he alluded to the fact that he might want to fucking see Top Gun. So I'm like, yo, grandpa, let's go see Top Gun. Give a fuck. I bought the tickets online. You know, Gramps in a wheelchair. I'm the only motherfucker I could push him, so I'm pushing him up to the movie theater. I got my son, I got my grandpa, I got my mom, like all the generations and shit.
Today and we realize his son is not capable of pushing a man in a wheelchair.
This motherfucker couldn't push a wheelchair if no one was sitting in it.
And it takes
skin and bones.
It involves looking up to do so.
Yeah,
and that's the skill he possesses.
How do I push
about
this
half
with
the time.
one hand? Yeah, exactly. But it was low key. It was beautiful, man. I don't have many beautiful moments. I have a lot of beautiful moments in my life, but none that I acknowledge as beautiful. And that was a moment that I was just like, damn, this is fucking tight. And, you know, me being me, I'm like, are we going to inconvenience people? Is it going to be weird if I like put my grandpa in the wheelchair in front of motherfuckers who weren't expecting to view Top Gun with the motherfucker in the wheelchair in front of them, all that? But I just drank a beer and was cool with it.
Well, they got like handicaps, but even if they didn't,
so I made sure.
You work out, and I'd pick your grandpa up like Simba, show him to the whole fucking movie theater.
Just hold him up.
Just
like, view the movie.
Just so you know, we're seeing this movie because of this man right here. A fucking standing ovation for and then you kick somebody out who's in the middle spot and be like, he deserves your seat, move.
Nah, 100. It was just cool. Like, I never saw myself as the guy wheeling an old man through a movie theater and like making sure he's comfortable, cool, your brakes on and all that. I don't want you rolling down the shit. And it was just cool. And he enjoyed himself. He liked the movie, but he more so liked the idea that his grandson and his family like went through the fucking hassle, because it's a hassle to get him anywhere, let alone the goddamn movie theater. You know what I'm saying? And it was fucking tight. And he got to see Top Gun, and we all watched it with him. And I'm glad it wasn't a shitty movie, because that's the last movie he'll ever see in the theater. I mean, if we're being real. So he just, imagine going out.
I'm taking this motherfucker next week. Just to outdo this man.
You can take
I'm taking
Barbarian?
this motherfucker next week to see Barbarian. Just to outdo him.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Just to outdo your ass.
Yeah, yeah. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's tough pushing somebody in a wheelchair around.
Especially
Better be your grandfather
you love and shit. You know what I mean?
than like a kid with leukemia, which is fair, as we've previously discerned.
Fair.
It's fair.
It's fair. He deserves it.
The only difference is like Tom Cruise has not aged. Like that,
man.
There might be something to Scientology.
There's right.
That motherfucker.
I don't know what it is, bro. It's more than just drinking water and eating your veggies.
What made that movie so good? Because it wasn't good. It was great, good. But they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They really just piggybacked off they remade the first movie.
It was exactly what I wanted from that.
It was exactly what I wanted.
You know what I mean?
Did you notice that they never named the enemy? Yes,
I did notice that.
And you know your boy is being a fucking Poindexter and being like, well, it's in a cold region.
Yeah. Is it Russia?
It's obvious. It's not NATO because they said NATO has empowered us to go and take this thing out. So it's a non-NATO place. Probably the Middle East, but it could be, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, there's mountains though. It's like cold. So there's mountain ranges in Iran. Like, you know.
Sure.
And like even when the planes came up and you saw their uniform, they didn't have no markings on the uniform.
All black.
China changed they edited their
Even
version.
with no enemy, the black guy's always the enemy.
So I like that in the American version,
I'm gonna need you to laugh harder at that joke. Anyway, go ahead.
No, motherfucker. Go ahead. It's low. It's
no, go ahead. It's sweet.
It's cheap.
It's sweet.
It's cheap.
That's you gotta be the low-hanging fruit.
It's a bit clever.
Man, this shit delicious, bro. This shit delicious. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Essentially. In the U.S. cut, they were gonna cut out the Taiwan flag on the back of the patch on the back of his jacket, and then people were like, "Yo, fuck that."
On whose jacket?
Tom Cruise's jacket, his flight jacket.
Oh, I didn't even know. He
has a Taiwanese flag.
Why?
Because he had it in the original.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
And he got the same jacket and the same bike from the original.
I didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah. And so they blurred it out, and then people complained, and so they left it in for the American version.
Okay.
And the Chinese version, they take the Taiwanese flag off.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think I did hear that, but I didn't realize he had the flag on in the original.
Did you know China's pissed about Taiwan?
I did know that.
Did you know that they don't recognize Taiwan as a country?
I did know that. I've been to Taiwan.
Have you really?
Yeah, a couple times.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that shit like?
China.
Yeah, right. Imagine that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna do a little history lesson, and I'm probably fucking up. You're gonna have some Taiwanese motherfucker hit you up and be like, "That guy's all wrong about everything."
Yeah.
But from what I understand, there was
Patreon.com/OTWD.
If you're the Taiwanese guy that fucking complains about this history lesson, you went a Bud Light.
Keep going.
So from what I understand, Mao had the Cultural Revolution. There were people that fought against it. They lost, and they bailed. The survivors bailed to the island of Taiwan, which was a previously recognized Chinese territory. And they declared themselves as an independent region or independent nation of China, right? Mm-hmm. And so everybody's like, yeah, Taiwan, they don't want to be communist, like they deserve their independence or whatever. But last I checked, when you lose a war, you don't get to claim territory.
Right.
Like the South lost, and they're like, but Georgia is ours.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the Southerners that lost, we're gonna coagulate to Georgia, and then we're gonna consider this our spot or whatever, like Texas.
You just asked out. Yeah. You follow the rules from now on.
You can't lose a civil war and move to Hawaii and be like, Hawaii is our own country now.
Right.
That's typically not how war works. You don't get to claim territory if you're the loser.
Sure.
Oh God, actually, I hope somebody fucking hits you up and is like, that's completely inaccurate. So I would like to learn the truth, but that's, as far as I understand, that's essentially what happened.
Okay.
I don't know. I do know that China's probably going to invade Taiwan real soon here.
It's sounding that way, huh? As little as I pay attention, I've been hearing rumblings in that vein.
Taiwan makes superconductors and microchips and shit, right? Like, it's like a fucking joke in the United States. Like, oh, is that made in Taiwan? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
motherfuckers are very productive.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are very prodigious with their sellable goods, selling their wares around the world. So we passed the CHIPS Act, which is going to inject several $1 billion in the U.S. economy to start making microchips and shit here. So we don't have to be reliant on Taiwan. Because if China takes over Taiwan, we're fucked. Like, fucked. Like, that's computers,
economically,
cell phones, cars.
Yeah.
We use microchips in damn near everything. Like, we'd be super. Like, if China wanted to go at Taiwan, we have to go to full scale war with China because we can't give up on Taiwan because they got the goods, right? But China play that fucking long game. They play chess, not checkers, you know? They see we passed the CHIPS Act. They see it's going to take us like 10 years to get up to par and have all these factories going so that we don't necessarily need Taiwanese imports. So I'm figuring China will probably do is be like, let them make their own microprocessors or whatever. And once they do, and they're not dependent on Taiwan anymore, then we'll take Taiwan. And unfortunately, we probably won't give a shit about Taiwan at that point because the only reason we care about them is because they make some shit that we want. We only care about countries that have some shit that we want. You ever notice that?
I mean, doesn't every country only care about other countries that have shit they want?
I mean, typically,
I don't think that's an us thing. That's just like a everyone thing.
Well, I don't know. We invaded Iraq because allegedly Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. We couldn't have that, right?
Right.
That was a good enough reason to be like, yo, we got to go in now.
But it was about...
Right? Well, they also got a fuck ton of oil and opium there.
Exactly, oil.
And opium. Don't forget about the opium.
I thought that was Afghanistan.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean,
that was a good reason to go into Afghanistan as well. Look, fucking most of the hijackers were Saudis. We didn't invade no Saudi Arabia.
Right.
We invaded Afghanistan and then moved it on to Iraq. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un has weapons of mass destruction. Like, it's well documented and noted.
Sure.
We don't invade them. They ain't got nothing that we really care about.
Right.
You know? Like, this whole premise, like, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction, we got to go in. That only counts if you have oil there as well.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of 5-foot-tall Korean motherfuckers that are uneducated and relatively starving, we have no interest in stopping you from having weapons of mass destruction.
And so the weapons of mass destruction is really just to get the people on your side, correct?
I guess. I mean...
Like, otherwise, what was...
You want to start a band called Weapons of Ass Destruction?
Yeah. Of course sick. I do.
Weapons of Ass Destruction.
Let's do it now.
Yeah.
I can't play anything. But...
It's happening now.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fucking good. The idea is that if 0.3% of the world's currently known nuclear armaments are detonated, we go into Carl Sagan's nuclear winter, which is the mushroom cloud gets so big and it gets stuck in the stratosphere. Sun can't penetrate it. All living things on Earth die because we kind of depend on the sun to grow shit, you know?
Sure.
And there's not real life on the planet for thousands of years.
I guess what I'm saying is, and there's a lot of examples of this, but the Iraq War, the only reason they even felt the need to claim they had weapons of mass destruction is because they didn't want the American people to protest, to turn against them, right? Because everyone up top knows what it is. They know what it is. Like,
they claim not to. Like,
well, of course they claim not to, but like
Colin Powell says he was misled. Condoleezza Rice claims she was misled. People the info that they got about the yellow cake and all that shit, uranium.
I'm saying whoever is pulling the puppet strings, they know their motives. It sounds fucking crazy, but I kind of respect a country
This is on record, motherfucker. This is on record.
I kind of respect a leader
You're gonna be
that's just
purged
like,
one day for this.
like, yo, we're going to Iraq because we want their oil. I want it. They have it. So I'm going to take it. Fuck them.
You sound like that fool from that Leprechaun video in like Arkansas or whatever, where he said they're like local residents who claim to have seen a leprechaun on the tree. They interview this ghetto ass fool, and he's like, "I just want to know where the gold at. Give me the gold.
I think I
want the gold. I'm gonna get me a backhoe, uproot that tree. I want the gold."
Low key, like, I don't know. They're only lying to people because they think they need people's permission. But they don't really, do they?
Yeah.
What would happen if they didn't get our permission?
People revolt.
Would they?
So the whole two-way Second Amendment.
Tweet about it.
The whole two-way Second Amendment argument.
No, we've been to Cuba. Motherfuckers, they're not happy with the government. The government's like, well, enjoy fucking yourself because this is what we're doing.
What I'm trying to say is, like, all my fucking gun nut friends would say, it's in the Constitution that we should have the right to bear arms and we should have a well-equipped militia in case the government ever gets too rah-rah about their shit, right?
Right.
The problem was when they wrote that shit, it was muskets against muskets.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have one, they have one. Let's go head to head and see what happens.
It was an even playing field.
They ain't no even playing field anymore. Not. So now with the drones and the technology we have now, that just
kind of supports what I'm saying though. Like they unprecedentedly have us by the balls. So like, why would they need our?
It's more of a
approval?
Headache. It'd be more of a headache.
I mean, less of a headache than not having oil though.
Figure this. Oil, you get oil to sell to people, to the consumer,
right?
To make money, to enrich yourselves, right? Yeah. Motherfuckers start setting gas stations on fire and not showing up to work and burning down buildings and shit. The economy takes a shit. Who are you selling that oil to? Not us.
Sure, I get what you're saying, but do you think that would actually happen at scale?
People fucking burn down shit because of St. George.
Like a few people, though. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it was applauded by the news and certain friends of mine.
All I'm saying is, like, do you think, and think is the operative word. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if George Bush and his administration were just like, yo, we need oil. Iraq has it. We're going to go take it. So strap up. People would be mad. People would protest. People would tweet about it. They'd write think pieces about it. And then, some people would.
They did.
Go extreme. Yeah, I know. I was there.
They
I lived
did all
through
that.
it. Yeah. Right.
We were there for that one.
But who cares? Who cares?
Theoretically, okay, remember how I said that the whole sense of maintaining decorum has kind of been eroded from the presidential election system or gubernatorial and Senate races and whatever.
Yeah.
It still exists on the global scheme. You do have to present because we have allies. If our allies don't back us no more, that's bad for us.
That I get.
Maybe not even so.
But if our allies are doing the same shit, do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm kind of a fan of American isolationism, which is kind of fucked up to a lot of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But and not like Donald Trump America first, not at all like that, because I'm definitely not Donald Trump America first guy, but 100% like Donald Trump America first. Like I
was gonna say America first sound real good as an American.
No,
I would disagree if I was from fucking.
No, I'm just fucking around. But no, like Jeffersonian isolationism, where he said, "Worry about what we got going on between the north, south, east, west. Let's worry about this first before we fucking worry about anything else. Before we send $100 billion to Ukraine in aid, and before we send fucking aid packages to half the world." Like, let's make sure everybody here is living above the poverty line, you know?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like the worst idea to me. And it seemed like that's what we're inching toward.
I do agree. But, again, I don't want to be
Ignorant.
Reductive. Not ignorant. Reductive. But like, I do agree with America first. And you know, fill in the blank. If it's not America, like no matter like what, there's nothing wrong with a country taking care of itself first, regardless if that's America or China or fucking wherever. But our standard of living has gotten kind of out of control in the sense that a lot of motherfuckers, I mean, I know this firsthand, a lot of motherfuckers will get like unemployment to facilitate a lifestyle that isn't necessarily necessary. Do you feel me? It's comfortable because it's what you know. But we've been to countries. I've been to a few countries with you, or one. But I've been to countries like motherfuckers literally don't have food. You know what I mean? And people here need that check because they're going to turn off my Wi-Fi. I can't have air conditioning. Like, fuck, what if my car, I can't have gas? Like, those are all comfortable things, but are they necessary? What would you rather take,
Wi-Fi or AC?
Wi-Fi. I do it every day. Fuck AC, bro. I got 2 ACs right here. This is A and this is C. You know what I mean? I'll fan myself as I'm scrolling the internet.
Let me ask you this question.
Ask me.
What would you do if you found out you have a twin? A long-lost twin brother. You pretty much have a twin sister.
I actually have a brother in the
what?
Philippines.
What?
But I never met the motherfucker. But I learned about him when I was like 12. My dad denies it to this day.
Well, who'd you learn about it from?
From his sisters.
Interesting. I've known you how long? And
I feel like I've told you this before. But
I throw out a lot. Go in one ear and it fucking...
No, my dad was in the military. Like Full Metal Jacket shit. And, you know, he bangs some bitches.
Full Metal Jacket shit.
Is it the Philippines? It might be Guam. Something like that. He was stationed somewhere.
But theoretically, if you did your 23andMe and that motherfucker did it, you'd pop up. You could hit him up.
If I did my 23andMe, I could hit him up. I don't want to hit him up.
If he did a 23andMe, you did a 23andMe, they'd be like, yo, this motherfucker is very closely.
Motherfucking Guam. He probably don't have a phone.
I ain't never been to Guam.
Me neither.
Do you remember the Nasty Man on
Shout out to all my Chamorro friends.
Guamanians.
Not to fucking shit on your culture.
Would you rather live a long life rich or a short life? I fucked it up, but that says enough right there. Yeah. Would you rather live a long life? No. Yeah.
But what? Live a long life poor or a short life rich?
Yeah.
Short life rich.
What period of history would you prefer to live in if you could be born in any...
As me?
Any year.
I'm still me?
As opposed to who?
Oh, I don't know.
As Donald Trump, motherfucker. Who? Is you.
I mean, this one.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
this shit's so whack.
Compared to what, though?
We were born at the worst time.
Like, what would I do differently?
Figure this. We're born in 76, right? That means 88, we're 12 years old. The Great Adventures of Slick Rick drop.
Oh, I mean, if you go on...
Paid in full drops, right?
I'm still on, like, fucking...
Listen.
I'm still talking globalization.
Productions drops
you're gonna use Slick Rick against me, dog?
Right?
You're going to use Slick Rick against me, dog?
Let's go forward a couple years. All right,
go ahead.
You're 13 years old.
I'll follow you. Go ahead.
You're in 13 years old or 14 years old. You're in junior high. And it's, I don't know, what, 5 years after 88.
It's 93.
93, right. You got Wu-Tang and the 36 Chambers, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
Yeah, that shit would have been amazing. I mean, I was there for it. I was 7.
But you weren't really there for it. Imagine being a freshman when that shit came out and you're just like, damn, this shit hitting. And then as you're going into college, it's 95, 96, the East Coast, West Coast con. You could have gone with your homies to see a show, to see Tupac.
Fuck yeah.
Or Biggie. Or what. And I know they don't hold the same place in your heart that they used to, but once upon a time.
No, they always do.
76 would have been tight. Or.
We were just talking about politics and shit. So when you transition to what era would I have preferred to been living in, I was still in that mode. if we're talking about
I didn't think you were gonna go Revolutionary War, motherfucker. Yeah. You're like, this my bald ass head would have looked good with a wig on it and a bow in the back. Looking like the Pawtucket Patriot.
I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm not saying it wouldn't.
When the last time you seen somebody dress up as Ben Franklin for Halloween? That'd be a dope fucking
dog. See, that's the move.
Not Ben Franklin.
We gotta bring that back.
Ben Franklin was one of the only few motherfuckers who was like, I ain't wearing no fucking wig. But them others, John Adams or George Washington, they wore them wigs.
Hell yeah.
Do judges still wear wigs some places?
Dude, how about the fact that there's judges? Just in general.
You sound like Nay right there. Why? How about the fact that there's even judges to begin with?
Was that a Mexican?
No, that was Nay.
Oh, okay.
That's like a Southern Mexican, but when I say Southern Mexican, I mean like Beach County Mexican. You know what I mean? Like
Beach County Mexican.
Like the Southern Orange County Mexican. Nay got a half a surfer accent and a half a Mexican accent combined.
Yeah.
At the same time.
He's beautiful. I love him.
Yeah, you better say that now after disparaging him.
When did I disparage him?
Play the tape.
Play the tape.
Play the tape.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. That's one of the greatest fucking segments of all time.
Why do judges wear robes?
Decorum.
Exactly. Fuck that.
Robes is fine. The real craziness is why they wearing a suit and tie underneath that robe. If I'm a judge and I'm rolling out fucking free balling it, if I go to my quarters, I strip naked and walk back out in the courtroom just with my robe on.
Wouldn't you? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's I'm cool with robes at that point. It's like
graduating from high school. They're like, no, you have to wear and then throw this robe over your fucking like. Why are we graduating with a gown and a square hat? First off,
I don't know what this we talk is. I didn't get there. I didn't get the square hat myself.
Sure. Okay.
But I went to yours, ironically.
Were you there?
You sang.
I did.
Yeah.
Killed that shit. Yeah. Why were you there?
My brother happened to be in your class who was also graduating.
But he didn't graduate with us. He might have just showed up for it.
I might be thinking about junior high promotion.
Oh, maybe that's what... I don't think I sang.
Which you also sang at.
I don't think I sang.
Oh, you had these big fucking anal beads on. You claimed it was some Islander shit, but then... my asshole puckered when I looked at them things.
I'm sure it did, sir.
And I thought, the first thing I thought, you had a notches in your eyebrow.
Yeah, I did.
You had a notch in your eyebrow that was as big as the gap in your teeth, which was impressive.
Yeah.
At that time.
It's impressive I had any eyebrow left.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Yeah, which pussy I had in 8th grade, bro. Fuck you.
Oh, my God. The quality, I love your wife so much.
I do too. Oh my! Ain't no one love my wife more than I do. Yeah, God damn
when
it.
you're dead and gone, I'll take such great care of her.
Fuck you.
I got you,
First
dog.
Of all,
don't worry. I got you.
You won't.
I got you, dog.
First of all,
I got your back. I got your back.
Never.
On that. I got you. I like doing puzzles. I like drinking wine. Dude,
I like drinking that wine, smoking them tweeds.
I like doing puzzles and watching Sex in the City. I got this. Don't worry, dog. I got you. You're good.
All right, well. Good luck.
You're like the clock's ticking.
Best of luck to both of you motherfuckers then.
It won't be long now. If fuck. I wrote out a list of fucking questions to ask your bitch ass.
Oh yeah? Run them.
One of them is, if you could exchange lives with one of your siblings, who would it be? But I already know it's the dude in Guam.
The guy in Guam.
I'm so sorry. I love your sister. I'm so sorry. That's so mean. Naughty, if you're watching it.
That's so good. Oh, fuck. That's so good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I knew exactly where you're going with it, but I was laughing before I could say it. Oh, shit.
What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Crickets in Thailand.
Crickets out of a girl's ass in Thailand.
I wish that would have been better.
It wasn't a girl.
Choose something else.
Turns out my stubble rubbed against something. It wasn't the cricket.
Her clit was huge.
Oh.
What else you got? Run it. These are fun, goddammit. These are fun.
Hold on.
These are fun.
No, not all of them.
No, not the questions, just podcasts. Podcasts are the best. Music's corny. Stand-up's corny. Podcasts are the best.
I'm going to take a piss for this one.
Do it.
If you woke up the last person on Earth, what would you do?
If I woke up and I'm the last person on Earth, what would I do?
Yeah.
Fucking kill myself.
Be pissed that I woke up.
Yeah, that's easy. If I was the last person on Earth.
You do nothing else first?
Like, is the Earth in shambles on some, like, what's the Will Smith movie?
I Legend.
Is it like I Am Legend? Or is it just, like, literally, like, right now?
Did I just say I Legend instead of I Am Legend?
You may have said I Legend.
I got I Robot and I Am Legend confused.
Damn, I never even conflated the two, but that's a really, that's a good thing to think about.
Like a day without Mexicans. You woke up, everybody's gone. The Rapture.
So if I woke up last person on Earth, but the Earth is exactly as it is now, fuck, man. I'm definitely breaking into a bar or like Albertsons. I'm definitely drinking a lot.
Sure.
Not because I'm depressed, but because I don't have to pay for it. Damn, I can't fuck nobody. I can't.
You fuck yourself.
The beer's over here, bruh.
You fuck yourself. You do it every day.
I can fuck myself. Dude, that'd be so depressing.
More depressing. Never mind.
No. That's what's weird. That's what the mind fuck about I Am Legend. You don't really know who he was before. Like, you know, basic shit, but
I never seen that movie.
that's such a good movie. What do you mean? I've seen that movie.
I listened to Bob Marley's Legend before. I don't need to watch that movie.
It's a good movie.
I'm sure.
It is.
I don't like his dog. I was happy when that dog died. Oh, he just got so hurt right now.
I'm just saying.
His dog's the same dog my roommate got, and I don't fucking like that dog neither.
Maybe you just don't like your roommate.
I like him more than the dog. They're both gay. It's not a gay thing. Mm-hmm. The gay dog gets on my nerves more than the gay roommate does.
I'm just saying, like, of all the things to not like about I Am Legend, you don't like the dog?
They should have had a pit bull. Why you have a German Shepherd?
It's the end of the world, bro. It's the only dog he could fucking come across.
It's the end of the world and you can't find a better fucking dog?
It's not he went to PetSmart.
I would have. If I wake up and there's no humans, first thing I'm doing, I'm jacking a car, a nice car that I've always wanted to drive.
Yeah, he did that.
I'm going to bump my tune. Did he do that?
Yeah.
I would probably golf from the top of a... I'm just fucking around. I did see the movie.
Very well played.
I would definitely not golf. I would go ruin historic monuments. I would find joy and...
I can get down with that.
And really just fucking...
Which one?
The White House, for starters.
Okay.
I go on a cross-country tour.
Yeah.
I do a lot of shit before I pulled the plug.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely do a lot of shit.
Same here.
I get one of them fucking sex robots from Japan, first off. And I would love her almost as much as I love my girlfriend.
Almost.
Yeah. She talked back less. But have you ever considered that?
It would be in Japanese. Ugh.
What's up?
Even if she did, it'd be in Japanese.
Yeah.
Ugh. You made me repeat my joke, bruh.
There's like this whole one-child policy they ran in China for so long that now it's like 1-to-9 pussy ratio.
Is that still happening, by the way?
No, it was never really happening. I found that out. It was only in metropolitan areas. Okay. So if you lived in the countryside in Japan, you could have as many fucking kids as you want. But if you lived in like a crowd, China, excuse me.
Okay.
But if you lived in a crowd, Japan didn't even have to do the one-child policy. They just stopped fucking.
Right.
Yeah, they're below replenishment rate in terms of birthing. South Korea is like negative. South Korea fucked. Japan's fucked. We're not doing great ourselves. But
as far as population?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, but cool thing is we repealed Roe v. Wade. We're probably going to repeal gay marriage and contraception So there will be a lot more kids soon. We'll have body, and we open the borders. See, what we lack in childbirth, we make up for with accepting migrants at record rates.
Yeah.
The system, the machine that is the U.S. economy, it's a corporation essentially, depends on bodies, sure. Right? And when we find out we're not going to have enough body, the largest generation to ever exist was the boomers. People came back from World War II, your grandfather, and they start fucking like rabbits. And it wasn't uncommon to hear of like, oh, I got 8 brothers and sisters, 9, 10 brothers and sisters. Or my dad,
my grandpa a rabbit dog?
Yeah. That's a compliment. Most rabbits I know don't need a wheelchair. Anyway. They still run pretty fast. I feel I've met that motherfucker. I met him when you tried to get me into that pyramid scheme for the water dispenser.
Fuck you. Go ahead. Keep going.
Where was I at? Oh, so basically the boomers were the largest generation this country's ever seen, and they're all hitting retirement age right now. We don't have enough people to replenish the workforce that they're going to be exiting in the next couple of years. So I found it ironic that we banned abortion the same time that we got rid of Trump's border policy and allowed more people to enter the country. You see what I'm saying?
Ironic or fortuitous?
If the motherfuckers at the top know we need more bodies and they made 2 very unpopular calls, it pissed off the left that we overturned Roe v. Wade, pissed off the right that we are allowing more and more migrants to come in. It seems like these fools in the Supreme Court are acting in a higher, like they got an agenda. We need bodies to keep the machine moving. Mm-hmm. So be it ban contraceptives, ban gay marriage, because if gays are getting married, then they're not going to reproduce.
Right.
You know what I mean? We need more people breeding. We need a larger population density. China's fucked. They can't fucking come back. They, unfortunately for them, started taking state-sponsored capitalism, which is like not free market capitalism. It's very government, but they're playing the capitalism mode now. Mm-hmm. And capitalism depends on infinite growth. But they ain't got the fucking people for it. Imagine going to a high school prom in China where it's 1 girl to every 9 dudes. There's going to be 1 motherfucker on the dance floor getting jiggy with it.
I immediately think what kind of music they would be playing.
And there's 8 dudes wallflowering on the side. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Those dudes are either going to go super gay, super quick, which is what I do. I'm sure you're like, yeah, saw that one coming. Or there's going to be an explosion of sex robots.
Is there a lot of gayness in China? There'd have to be, right?
There's no gayness in Iran. The Prime Minister of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad.
Say it again.
Mahmoud Ahmadinejad.
Okay.
When they asked him about gays in Iran, he said, that's not a problem we have in our country. Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive.
I'm just saying, wouldn't
there's gays everywhere, and this guy fucking managed to have a whole country without any of them. That's
right.
Impressive.
You're right.
Good. Wow. We should take a page out of his book. Figure, what's your fucking secret, dude? I kid. I don't know. I'll say this. I was in Mexico, right? And they don't have fashion for shit. Which is probably not something that really troubles you as you're falling asleep, as your head hits the pillow. You're like, yeah, what is up with Mexican fashion? Or lack thereof. You know, they kind of get cues from whatever's going on in LA. Just like a decade later. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like whatever was popping here, a decade later it'll hit down there. But like Chinese street fashion's fucking dope. The Japanese, South Koreans, New York, LA, Paris, like all the major city metropolitan areas are always pushing shit forward with what's cool to wear stylistically, you know? And Mexico, having gone there and seeing it firsthand, I don't see anything exceptional. Like they're not really pushing their own Mexicano style.
So what does that?
As I'm wearing this hat, you'd be like, "That's the fucking style, dog." It's trying true, but that's been the style. What I'm saying is, every society, large metropolitan area, like even the FA, like in Mexico City, they just kind of look like they're from LA 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's strange to me that there's no absence of creativity, no absence of imagination. And yet when it comes to fashion, like Frida used to get down with her shit. Frida was at the forefront of designing weird shit. Right. What are them shit? Corsets? Yeah, yeah. You know, her back was all fucked up from the car accident, so she had to wear corsets for the rest of her life to keep her shit straight. Right. But she made them shits pop. She worked it. But yeah, no, I don't. Fuck, if somebody listening to this and they're like, oh, there's actually really great Mexican fashion houses that you're unaware of, I would love to see them because I didn't see any evidence of them when I was down there. This is a conversation that you care nothing for.
No, I just never been there, and
You've never been to Mexico?
Well, I've been to Mexico. I've never been to where you went. I've been to Baja. You know what I mean?
What is Baja called? The full term?
Motherfucking Baja. California?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like California.
This is an extension.
That's my point. That's my whole point. Yeah. So I can't call it. I ain't been there.
So my whole life, like I was never into fucking country. I grew up on Hank Williams with my grandpa, right? Mm-hmm. Like big Hank Williams fan. And then, but I hated that Garth Brooks shit they played on the radio. Yeah. I don't do no Travis Tritt or what's the dude Gwen Stefani married to?
No idea.
Oh, call your wife.
No.
It should tell you right. You're like, you got a bullet somewhere? I'll take that option.
I love you, baby.
Yeah, as well you should. The fucking, not Brad Paisley, Blake Shelton. That's that fucker's name. Who that is, yeah, bro. I don't listen to none of the motherfuckers. All the shit they play on the radio, the country shit they play on the radio is dog shit.
Well, all the hip hop they play on the radio is dog shit.
That's not true.
I mean, for the most part. We're going back to this shit now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want to hear...
You drove the vehicle there.
You want to hear... I don't even know what they play on the radio. What do they play on the radio?
Exactly. They play Kendrick Lamar. They play J. Cole.
Here and there.
They play Tyler, the Creator, Mac Miller, 21 Savage.
You went one too far, sir.
I have become... once I found out he was...
No.
Once I found out that he was a potential... extension of the monarchy. Did you know that?
I know he's from Britain, which makes me hate him more.
Why? We love Slick Rick. I also love all that UK grime shit.
I know you do.
Yeah. No, once I found out he wasn't 21 Savage, he was 21 Scallywag. 21 Scouser. Like this dude's tight. Once he got pardoned by Donald Trump, you know, not one of them fucking January 6th rioter insurgents, they call them. Trump didn't pardon not one of them, but he pardoned Lil Wayne. Wayne would have been locked up for a decade.
But why did he pardon Lil Wayne?
Have you heard Lil Wayne?
Oh,
he's fucking fire. Donald Trump heard.
I'm not sure Donald Trump listens to Lil Wayne.
Let me tell you what happened. Donald Jr. was in the fucking in the Oval Office and he's like, look, there's this guy Wayne. He's like, I'm Lil Wayne. What is a Lil Wayne to me? And he just started a milli. And Donald Trump was like, pardoned. Done.
See, if that was the story, done. Fair.
Undeniable. The shit was a banger. The day it came out. It played on the radio for 3 years straight.
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think that's how it happened, but...
but what do you know?
In the interest of fantasizing, like, yeah, sure. That would have been tight. I would have done the same.
Well, the ironic part, so people assume, because people got at Wayne and they were like, yo, you put on the sweater and you put on that red hat and you took a picture with him. You're a sellout. You're a punk.
I didn't even know all that.
And it's like, well, Wayne has kids and he was looking at going away for a decade plus. I'd take a picture with Donald Trump and put on a red hat to hang out with my kids. Instead of going to print,
is that what happened?
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
Like, motherfucker, you should have just taken the time to shut the fuck up. If anybody's ever looking at 10 years down the barrel and said, "What do I got to do to get out of it?" Take a picture with this fool and put on a sweater and the hat.
Why did Wayne almost get 10 years?
That's how he got busted with the gun again, the 20th time. Recently? Yeah.
See, that's how far fucking I am.
Yeah, well, he's a fucking convicted felon. He's not allowed to have firearms, and he had a fucking firearm, and he was looking at 10 years. Everybody I know would have taken the same fucking deal Wayne got. I don't give a fuck how tough you think you are.
If the deal is hang out with Donald Trump,
take a picture with him,
go to prison.
Yeah,
for
10 years,
100
minimum. Easy.
Oh.
You should have seen all the Twitter comments.
I
would have kept it G real. I would first and foremost. I live by the shit. I die by the shit. I would have taken my shit like a G on the chin.
Well, go ahead then.
Yeah, you know I mean? One day you will. Yeah. One day you'll be able to prove that you won't get the offer, and you'll. But the ironic thing was that Trump pardoned him after he lost the election. So people were like, "Oh, Trump's just doing it to get appeal to the black vote, right?"
Yeah.
But he already lost.
Right.
So what did Trump really gain from pardoning Lil Wayne?
That was my original question.
My respect, I guess.
Yeah, mine as well.
Yeah. Did you see when the prime minister, prime minister of Sweden got beaten in an election, so he got replaced, and then they leaked a bunch of internal files, and they found out that Donald Trump had hit him up personally when A$AP Rocky was locked up in Sweden, and he straight up told him, like, if you don't fucking set A$AP free right now, we're not buying any more shit from IKEA. I will execute a trade war on your entire country. Send A$AP home ASAP. Like, this is the fucking actual transmission from the Oval Office to the Prime Minister of Sweden.
We're living in South Park.
Absolutely.
This is South Park. And I'm happy about it.
Big fan of South Park.
I'm fine with it.
Just like seeing Black Twitter erupt when all that shit came out, and they're like, damn, Donald slid for A$AP. Donald really slid for Rocky. Like, he posted like free ASAP or whatever, you know what I mean, on Twitter, but that's whatever. He never publicized that he fucking actually sent internal documents to the Prime Minister of Sweden saying, like, hey, motherfucker, I'm not playing.
I was unaware of all of this.
This shit
but
real.
I love it. I love it. What's not to love?
If nothing, then for entertainment. But you also have to recognize we don't face the fears that a lot of the world faces, a lot of the country faces with Donald Trump at the helm.
Sure, I get that.
Right? To me, it's like old ass white dude is going to make 90% of the same choices as the other old ass white dude that could have taken his place, as we're seeing evidence right now. Like they disagree on hot button issues, but when it comes to like, hey, should we continually support Israel's onslaught of Palestine? Every president's going to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, should we maybe fucking decommission some of the nuclear armaments that we have? No. Every president, like, none of them most of the shit that really matters, globally speaking, and in terms of our future as a country, never is on the table. It's like, how do you feel about gay marriage? How do you feel about legalizing weed?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Insignificant bullshit.
It's shit that people are going to do it either way. You know what I mean? Gay dudes can't get married. They'll put rings on each other. Like, they don't have a document saying it from the government. You know what I mean? Like, abortion's illegal. We'll find somebody.
Yeah.
You can go somewhere.
As they always have.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
I don't know. The abortion shit's weird for me.
How so?
I liked Andrew Schultz's joke about it the best. Did you watch the special, the new one?
Yeah, I don't remember that bit though.
He said, ladies, it's your body, your choice. If you got a dick, stay the fuck out of it. You have nothing to do with this. It's your body, your choice, 100%. I'm with you. And the chicks start clapping and cheering and shit. And he's like, oh, before you cheer for me, I should explain my position. When we're all dead and we go to heaven and God's like, yo, what was up with y'all killing all those babies? Be like, what do you mean, y'all? That was her body, her choice. I have nothing to do with that. That's on her.
He's a master.
Oh, he's
one of the baddest motherfuckers ever. Ever.
Top 5 comedians in the game right now. Besides the Chappelles and
Bill Burr and shit.
Yeah, I don't even know Burr's up there anymore.
Stop.
He's fucking salty now. It's boring.
Stop.
I will say that Bill Burr gave me abs for a day. I laughed so hard that I woke up the next day with a fucking rippling 6-pack. Like I remember visibly staring at my abs and being like, where the fuck did that? I didn't do no sit-ups. I laughed so hard I almost pissed myself. I rolled on the carpet in front of my TV in the Anaheim house.
Bill Burr's funnier than most people.
Laughing. The last special was
fuck a special. I'm talking about.
No, how many times have we seen him? I've seen him.
Ask this motherfucker a question. Times? He's gonna be funny.
Yeah,
he's just naturally funny. Have you seen his cartoon, F is for Family? Mm-hmm. Like really seen it? Like have you watched it?
I watched the whole first season.
Okay.
Was there another season?
Yes, there was.
No, I didn't watch that.
There's like 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's doing well.
Good for him.
It's so good.
It just is boring to me. He also
did things to do.
He did his last special. No, I don't.
So what the fuck are you doing?
I'm fucking keeping up on politics because one of us has to. Jesus Christ.
Do we though? Do we though? Yo, do we though?
You got a question about where the world's headed. You ask me. I got a question about.
I would never ask what you where the world's headed. I don't give a fuck where the world's headed.
I got a question about what to watch on Netflix. I'll ask you.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
Oh, that was evidenced in the first 10 minutes of this podcast.
You and I have accomplished the exact same amount by you keeping up on politics and me watching whatever's on Netflix. We've accomplished the same amount of shit.
You probably got more laughs than I did.
Well, so I'm doing better.
I got a couple laughs in myself. I find that shit fantastically hilarious.
But you see where you know.
Yeah. This is my job. You know what I mean? Like, people come in here to talk about certain shit. Your job.
That's why I would never be able to do what you do or like people like you. I'd be shitty at it unless by chance I find someone who likes the same shit as I do. So I'm like, I'm not going to pretend I know shit. And I'm not going to do the necessary research to like know enough to like be able to talk to you about some shit. You being whoever the fuck my client is.
Well, that's the beauty of doing this shit for a decade plus is that everybody you cut likes some shit that you like already. I don't take new clients.
Everyone you cut?
Yeah, everybody whose hair I cut.
I perform circumcisions for anyone who's curious.
I actually, I don't know. Did you circumcise your kid?
Yes, I did.
Does he know that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess he got the internet and shit. Like, he know, like, I didn't know what the difference was when I was his age.
I've told him straight up that I feel bad about it.
Oh, interesting. If you got it, what about if you had another kid? Would you do it again?
No.
Interesting.
I'm not sure why. It's all emotion.
We had a very religious upbringing.
We did.
And I remember when my brother got my niece's ears pierced, I didn't like it. Like, that shit was heathen. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was not Adventist.
That's a very Catholic thing, though, right?
But if he had a boy and he didn't chop the tip of his dick off, I'd be like, fuck's wrong with you, guy? Nobody want no anteater in the fucking locker room and shit.
Like, meaning, like, the fact that you put that together.
Well, it's fucking weird that I feel a type of way about piercing little girls' ears. That's what I mean. But I'm very cool with chopping the tip off of my potential nephew's dick.
I'm not taking a side on either of those things, but I just fuck with the fact that you see. I won't even call it a contradiction. It's just like interesting.
It's a contradiction.
Sure, it is. Of course, it is. I'm not gonna call it that. You call it that. So now I'll agree with you. But the idea that you're totally cool with someone chopping the tip of their son's dick off, but you feel a certain way about them piercing their daughter's ears. That's a real thing, and I feel you, but that's a strange thing that.
Well, I don't know. In my head, it's like, yo, Mija want to pierce her ears later on when she's old enough or whatever. Yeah. I'll do the shit for her.
Yeah.
I did my own. You know?
I'll tell you what. There's probably more reasons to circumcise a kid than there is to pierce a kid's ears.
Well, somebody was telling me, they're like, oh, if you're not circumcised, you have more feeling in your dick and you have like more intense pleasure during sex. And it's like I would last not as long. Like, I'm already trying to go, you know what I mean? I'm already thinking about my dog dying in the middle of sex so I don't fucking bust too quick. And you're telling me it could be more pleasurable? Like, no, I'm good on all that. Matter of fact, I wish they would have cut off a little bit more so I'd not have to think about my grandmother's face in the middle of fucking coitus. You know what I mean? Because that shit always works.
Isn't it weird though? Even as a kid, before I fell away from all that shit. Even as a child, I was always like, okay, so I will not. Grandma always says that.
Oh, you'll be back, Mijo.
Don't worry. You'll come back. I pray for you every night. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
My dad always told me, he said, you were supposed to be a pastor. That was your calling in life, was to be a pastor. And
You'd be such a crooked pastor.
And I initially resented that. Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not a fucking broke ass pastor. You know what I mean?
You're good with the words.
And then later in life, I realized, oh, he means cult leader. Like, it's the same job description. You know what I mean? Like, I was telling this to my girlfriend. I'm like, yo, if the world ended, I'm good.
There you go.
And she's like, oh, because of like the whole you getting shipped off to Utah and like, you know how to make fire out of sticks and rocks and shit. And I'm like, no, because I can convince people to do things outside of their better judgment.
You're manipulative. As am
I. Like admit that on camera, but
oh fuck it, Doug.
You know what the dark triad is?
You can either say you're manipulative or you're just smarter than most people.
I mean, smarter than most people sounds cooler, especially in today's.
You have to be smarter than most people in order to manipulate them. You 100% do.
I don't think so.
What? My point being,
Donald Trump, is he wildly intelligent?
Not necessarily intelligent, but he can outsmart people. That's what I mean by smart.
He could fucking put him under the glamour, the mesmer, to use a fucking vampire-ass
That takes
term.
Intelligence.
Is
he going to win a spelling bee? No, but like...
There's the charisma that Trump has. There are people that are far smarter than Donald Trump that feed into his shit. He's not necessarily smarter than them. There's something else. There's a different element.
My theory is charismatic motherfuckers are charismatic for a reason. And just to know the difference means you're smart. And to use that superpower, you got to be smart.
I'll take it.
And the funny thing is, if you were smart, I wouldn't be able to pull one over on you. But you're not. So am I supposed to not operate at the best of my ability because you can't keep up with me? Nah. So just because you can't keep up, you're going to say I'm manipulating you. Well, no, I'm just being me and you're being you. You being dumber than me. So like, am I supposed to be as dumb as you? Nah. Feel me?
Fuck.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I felt crummy because I was trying to fucking kind of harangue your boy into getting down here to do the podcast today or whatever.
Oh, fuck all that.
And I'm coming from every different angle, like throwing out this, throwing out that, you know what I mean? And he straight played the whole like, your Jedi mind tricks will not work on me, you know what I mean?
Good.
Because the motherfucker intelligent.
He's a smart motherfucker.
Because he's an intelligent motherfucker.
Exactly my point.
But that shit, but at a certain point.
Don't say nothing we got to cut out because this is good.
No, ain't nothing. Okay, I'm just saying like, at a certain point, he was like, oh, so this is how you got everything that you have.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. To a certain degree, like.
Exactly. Do I not deserve it?
Well, it's just, if I want something, and I truly want something, I'm going to play every angle I can to get it.
Why wouldn't you?
Just as I would expect everyone else to.
Exactly. Motherfuckers they're in deficit of angles. Motherfuckers don't have as many angles.
Motherfuckers are in deficit of angles.
Motherfuckers don't have as many angles.
Well, people give up too. You know what I mean?
Well, that's an angle.
But that's polite. You know what I mean? You ask one way, they politely decline, and then that's the end of it. But not for me. My ass is like, well, try this. Try throwing out that. Well, how about that factor?
I'm just saying it's high time that we respect motherfuckers who can get what they want.
We respect manipulative people and acknowledge that they're smarter than the rest.
The word manipulation was invented by dumb motherfuckers who couldn't understand why they kept not getting their way. You're just not cut out for it.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
That's an interesting way to look at it. I've not conceived of it before this conversation.
I'm not manipulative. I'm just smart. But I'll say there's a billion motherfuckers smarter than me, and they could manipulate me. So if they get me to do what they want, am I going to be like, he manipulated me? No, he's just smarter than me.
Dog, I went to that Kangen water thing with you. And
Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
I saw you get
Fuck you forever.
And that fool was, I guess he was smarter than you. He told us that the Kangen water machine makes water molecules smaller so your body absorbs them easier.
I'm still not convinced that's not true.
I'm not convinced that it is.
Well, I mean, I'm not either. I don't know shit about that. All I know is I drank the shit and I felt better. And I'm pretty good
at knowing.
You still drink the shit? Yeah. I'm pretty good at
evidence it doesn't work.
Fair. Well, if you
this man put Bud Light into his Kangen filter every night.
I would never. It's
so
perfect.
His body absorbs it faster.
Perfect as is.
He said, "I need my body to absorb this. I need it to break down the molecules smaller, so I get a higher absorption rate quicker."
I would love to. That's actually a fantastic idea.
You're one of the motherfuckers that put whiskey in an IV and fucking go for it.
I would not do that.
You wouldn't know, but you explain your whole interest in life is volume.
Yeah.
You could drink shots of Everclear to get obliterated as soon as you wake up, take 3 shots of that shit and you'd be fucking plastered. But your intention is not to get obliterated. Your intention is just to fucking continually drink something.
To level out.
Continually.
And yeah. I need to constantly be drinking something.
Right. Do that motion again because we're going to... my friends that are digital graphics people. Yeah, please, by all means, take that.
These are my microphones. I could deep throat them phone.
Excuse me. Edit that out.
I won't.
Of everything.
I'll never.
Everything that I didn't like about that podcast, that's the only thing that I want not in that. My erroneous burping.
Erroneous on all counts.
Yeah. You remember how before we started this shit, you were like, "Hey, dog, like last time was cool or whatever, but let's just try and like make sure we finish points out." You know what I mean?
Well,
instead of hopping to a different.
Said that, to be fair, but go ahead, finish.
What did I just say?
Yeah. Well, you said you, meaning me.
I said we had a conversation, and you were like, "Let's do that," which is what happened, and I was like, "Yeah. I'll be sober for this one, so it'll be easier." I think we 100% missed the mark again. I think
that's what you said last time. I think this is fire.
I think you're gonna. No, I'm just saying you're gonna go back and be like, "Damn, we never finished that one. We never finished that one."
I think this is better than the last one. To be honest, I could be wrong. It's up to the listener. To be honest,
you often are.
Am I though? I
think that's a large problem with our friendship is that I'm used to convincing people to do things my way, and it's very hard to get one over on you. As were some of our other friends, they're easily inclined.
I'm also smarter than all of our
friends. Yeah. Who'd you say smarter than you besides me?
I'm not going to name names and shit.
But give me, who's the smartest person you know besides me?
You're one of them.
Besides me.
Smartest person I know.
I asked this.
Probably someone you don't know. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, then I'd inquire, like, well, what's their standing or whatever. Like, I asked my girlfriend the other day. She said her homegirl, and I said, "Why homegirl?" Because I met homegirl, and I was,
I was not impressed.
Yeah, I was a little a shock to hear her say that.
Shock is such a good word. I was a little shock. Go ahead. What were you saying?
She was like, she graduated from college. That's better than most of my friends. And I was like, fuck.
If that's your metric, though, already, I know a lot of dumb motherfuckers graduated from college.
I disagree. Once upon a time, graduating from college meant something.
Sure, because everyone else was dumb as fuck. Because they didn't have the internet and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a rhetorical question.
It wasn't a question. It was a statement.
It was so rhetorical, I didn't even continue asking it.
It wasn't
you know how many dumb motherfuckers graduated from college? Like, in your life? How many dumb motherfuckers you know have a degree that you don't? Most. Exactly. That's my point.
Is that it?
Nah, we're going audio only for the last bit. So the thing is, I made some fire pork chops earlier this evening, and how this pertains to what's happening. I can only cook when I'm drinking, and I
every day,
literally every day. And when I say I can only cook when I'm drinking, you're taking your shirt off now that the camera's off. So we have no more visuals, but it's okay.
We'll give you some visuals.
It's okay. It's okay. This was Drew just took off his pants and unbuttoned his shirt. He's sitting in a barber chair in his underwear.
If that was the first time I'd done that this week.
Oh, I would never suggest such.
If that was the first time I'd done that this week. It's hot. It's been hot.
It's hot as fuck.
I'm looking at hot virgins in my area thinking, you got to go. It's time.
It is hot as
Get up
fuck.
to the temple top.
I'm going to try one of these.
Yeah. Do that.
So there's no visuals, but for anyone still listening, how the fuck do you open this shit?
Listen, I'm waking up tomorrow and I'm going to...
That's a bold statement.
I'm en route to Sam's Hofbrau.
What the fuck is that?
It's a script club next to Dodger Stadium. It's my little brother's birthday. We're going to go to the Dodger game.
Oh, how old is he?
And
he's like 20...
No.
31, 32?
Something. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I forget how old I am, and so I forget how old you are. And anyway, go ahead.
It's really irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, the homeboy's like, yo, they got breakfast over at Sam's Hofbrau. My little brother said, they got milk. He said they got milk and ham. If you want either, they got a plethora. And I'm wondering, and I'm hitting up the homie, and I'm like, dog, what caliber? First off, you're sure strip clubs open at 11 a.m.? He's like, oh, I'm very certain. Yeah, I'm like, that's a very, yeah, good for you. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, what caliber of woman is working the 11 a.m. shift at a strip club? Not necessarily what caliber of dude is going to a strip club at 11 a.m. Because I know motherfuckers get early lunch breaks and or they're from out of town. They're stopping into LAX.
Yeah,
they got
I've been to a strip club at 11 a.m.
What was that like? What was the caliber of female?
Very bad. It was in New Zealand. Really bad.
I have always made jokes and said like, yo, I like a girl with some scratch marks, right?
Yeah.
I want that C-section scar. I want exit wounds from a bullet hole and or a knife. Mm-hmm. You know that Frankenstein where it's like a line and they got the little railroad tracks on it?
Yeah, the fucking stitches.
I want the Mexican TB shot on the shoulder. You know what I mean? You know that
I do.
That wonky circle
I'm very
scar.
aware, yes.
I said I want that. Like that's what and I think that's what I'm gonna get tomorrow. I think those are the girls that are gonna be working at 11 a.m. in a strip club. Is that more or less fair?
Where's the strip club?
LA.
Yes. Sam's
Hofbrau. Sam's After Dark.
I've never been there, bro. I'm just asking. Like, where LA?
Yeah, and you gotta have money to go to those places. I get it.
Yeah, you fair. A motherfucker got money, none that I'm giving those bitches at 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m.
No way.
And then we're gonna go to the Dodger game. I'm gonna have myself a not a Bud Light. Cheering on my boys in blue. It's gonna be a beautiful day, celebrating the.
Where in LA? It's like East LA or it's like downtown?
Chavez Ravine.
What the fuck is that?
Blue Heaven.
What the fuck is that?
I'm gonna need my boy DJ Nay to educate this motherfucker.
That's fine, but he ain't here. Where is it?
Yeah, kind of northeast Los Angeles.
I had a feeling.
Like East LA, but like kind of further up.
Bro, East
LA. You ever been to Dodger Stadium?
They
filmed the first scene of fucking.
Is Dodger Stadium East LA? Anyway, go ahead.
Like northern of East LA.
Okay.
They filmed the first scene of Fast and the Furious in Dodger Stadium.
Oh, like the first Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, the one where he's fucking romping in his car or whatever. That should be that's the end all be all.
Himself?
Yeah.
And he gets all sketched out?
Yeah.
Paul Walker, right?
Not anymore, but yeah.
Well, yeah, at the time.
He ain't walking anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Imagine that being named Paul Walker. Like, God told you, like, you should walk places. And he's like, I'm going to get in a very fast vehicle. This will probably go well for me. It didn't. And that's kind of karma for all the kids that died street racing After fucking Fast and the Furious came out.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
It's happening again. All these kids are fucking doing car meetups and that new 6th Street Bridge that everybody's all hyped about and shit. Kids are fucking
like, hey guys, it's a bridge, you know? Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Either way, Paul Walker made a movie, got a lot of kids killed growing up.
Yeah,
in our generation.
100%.
And then he bit the dust.
Yep.
From the same fate.
He had a good run, though.
And all of us were thinking the same thing. Why couldn't it be Vin Diesel?
Or Tyrese, at least.
Think about where your position in life would be if there were no more Vin Diesel. Like, you had a leg up in the world. It'd be funnier if you could see this motherfucker's face right now. Big body.
Oh, they know what my face looks like.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Sucks for them. All right, look at motherfucker. I gotta go. I got a big day tomorrow. I got a script club in Dodger Stadium to be at.
You got a strip club at 11 a.m.
Yes, sir. If you have any closing comments, questions, or concerns, I advocate that you address them now or forever hold your motherfucking peace.
How do you feel about death?
Death?
I'm playing.
I got shit to do today.
I'm playing.
Talking about death?
All right, you ready to roll? All right, man.
Like on ecstasy?
I mean, I'm not opposed to that if you're holding.
I don't know. That one time I had it, you fucking dipped out, and then I did your portion too, and that was a real bad night.
When was that?
I got hit in the head with a frying pan. Later in the morning.
I don't doubt any of this happened.
Yeah. And we'll discuss it on the next run.
We will.
Barberians Barbershop Podcast Volume 2. Let's fucking go, baby.
What's the address?
Don't worry about it. We don't need nobody coming here.
All right,
we're good.
We out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. 2 hours. Oh, we're still going.